I think we are live. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button before we get things started. Even make sure you hit the like button whether you're catching it live or you're catching it after it's uploaded. I see a lot of people on in the building. People are already answering the question in the title. It's a lot of comments that already came through. So shout out to each and every one of y'all. We're about to get this thing going, about to get it started. So let's get ready to go. Where's the intro? Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
All right, so y'all want to hear a funny story?
Sure.
I went outside to my car to get some water, and I locked myself out of the studio. So I don't know how long y'all been sitting here with dead air, but I was locked the hell out, and I didn't even know how I was going to get in. My neighbor,
like 10 seconds. It wasn't.
Oh, cool, perfect. I
Yeah.
didn't know how long y'all was there. I was panicking. I was trying to break into here with a damn plastic fork. I didn't know what I was about to do. But anyway, shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate everybody. Baby Scott already in says salute and showing love. Do appreciate you. Do appreciate you coming on through. I'm out of breath. I am out of breath. Archer J is saying, why is Courtney Michelle in the background? That's from the We Need to Talk show. Obi. I don't know why I keep messing up his name. I think Obi is Alan his. I gotta get the brother's name because he's coming on my show on Tuesday. I gotta make sure I know his name. I just call him the We Need to Talk guy. I think his name. Understand that his name is Obi. I'm excited to have him on the show, and I normally put another YouTuber or somebody playing in the background, so it just happens to be him, and it just happens to be the show that Courtney Michelle is on. So it looked like I'm doing a Courtney Michelle commercial in the back, but no, I'm just playing the We Need to Talk show. It's probably going to go to another episode after that one. So either way it go. Alan Obi. See, I've been calling him Obi Allen. Okay, Alan Obi. Got it. But no, shout out to that brother. He'll be on my show on Tuesday. And shout out to the panel, Jackie Jack, Mike and Vince Perkins, and Brenda Muema. Shout out to all of y'all. Now I said in the back chat. We gotta clown Jackie Jack just a little bit. I can't get rid of that thing on top of your head. We gotta clown you a little. Wait, shit. Hold on, here it is. What the hell you got on your head? You think you got damn Xerxes from the 300? What the you got? What is?
She's a goddess. That's a crown.
What in the hell is that? You want to? You're trying to be the woman king in this mug, the homie tribe. All right. I had to throw a couple jokes at you, looking like Xerxes in here. But but shout out to everybody in the building. Did Lil Big Nate? I saw y'all talking in the chat room. Is Lil Big Nate going to be on your show this Saturday?
Not this Sunday. The next Sunday. I already have a guest this Sunday.
Okay, cool. I saw y'all talking about that. All right, cool.
Yes.
But all right, Jackie Jack trying to get everything off the ground over there. So shout out to you. You said I was probably thinking Obi-Wan. Probably. But anyway, glad everybody could be here today. We got a number of topics on the table. Game Changer just made it in. Shout out to GC. Now let me put you on the bottom. You weren't supposed to be up there anyway. All right.
I thought she made it. Oh man, I was like, wait.
No, I didn't even realize. No, me being locked out the studio after I was live, that's what threw everything off. That threw me all the way off. I'm still like out of breath and sweating. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it back in here, but I forgot that it's a back door where the neighbor's his spot is connected to mine, and he let me in through like the little side door or whatever. But so we in the building. Got a number of questions on the table. The title question: Are black men afraid of black women? And I'll just go ahead and do some full disclosure here. Jackie came up with that topic. Jackie came up with that topic. So I'm blaming you for it. So I'm going to go to you.
Oh
first.
my gosh, I'm gonna get the heat.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm going to you first for it because you came up with it. So I'll let you set the tone and what was your thinking, what was your thoughts, and why did you even want to broach that one? So go ahead. You got it first. Putting you on the spot. Go.
Okay, well, it was two parts to why I came up with that question. One part was I was watching a video of Carrie Champion. She used to be an anchor on ESPN, and she was doing a interview with I Am Athlete. And as soon as she started talking about black women and how she don't think black women are getting a fair deal, and like men talking about them, all the guys that were interviewing her kind of got uneasy. Like, even one of the guys was like, well, he told the other guy, your wife is over there, so kind of be careful of how you talk about this issue. And I'm like, what? Is he scared? It's not about his wife, it's just about black women in general. So if he doesn't have an issue with his wife, like, him just talking about black women shouldn't be a problem. So that came up. And then last Sunday I had a show with this guest, Dr. Tez, and before he came on the show, we had a discussion. Like, I was running topics by him of what we could talk about, and he was like, well, really, I don't want to bring up submission. And I was like, why don't you want to bring up submission? He was like, I don't know. I think it's going to rub people the wrong way if I bring up submission. So I got to think of a different word to bring it up. And I was like, so you're not even asking someone for submission. You're just talking about it, and you're afraid to actually use the word. He didn't even want to use the word cooperative. He was trying to think of a better word than that. And I was like, well, okay, we're gonna change the topic, because we gotta make sure it's something you gonna feel comfortable with
Where the
talking
hell did you
about.
find that simp?
No, don't say that about my
I'm just
guest.
playing.
He's not.
No, he's not a simp. He's just very
He's
just like
very
that cautious and
He's
very
very
polite.
politically correct, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like I don't know. I'm just like, you can't even talk. You don't even want to bring up the word submission, and it's not like you're asking for it. You're just talking about it. I just think that black men, and he dates exclusively black men. Like he refuses. I mean, black women.
Black man, yeah.
Hold up.
Black women. He dates exclusively black women, so he like refuses to like take any other women outside his race seriously. Like, so I just think he's just afraid of offending black women.
Yeah, I saw the discussion on I Am Athlete. It's still a possibility I may do some content on it because she brought up Kevin Samuels, and that was kind of where the conversation got slightly uncomfortable, where you could tell the dudes they wanted to say something but they didn't want to say something. And Carrie Champion, she pretty damn aggressive in those type of conversations. Like that's Jamila Hill's homegirl, and y'all know who Jamila Hill is. So yeah, so they, so she was all, she was clapping in the conversation and shit, yeah, and they was just like, kind of like they didn't want to, like they didn't want to say nothing, but they said enough to where you could tell, okay, they listen to Kevin Samuels, they rock with Kevin Samuels, and by extension, she talked about men in general. I'll go ahead and say it. She was talking about us. I'm not saying she specifically listened to my show, but I'm just saying in general, she was talking about black men having conversations about black women on the internet, and the problem she generally had with that. And yeah, it was definitely some hesitation in the men, these, as I always say, these multi-million-dollar athletes who got the world is their oyster, everybody eating out of their hand, but yeah, there they are in just a discussion with a woman who's a sports writer, analyst, journalist, like who the hell is she? Who the hell is she to where y'all can't stand on your square in that conversation where they all shaking in their boots and stuff? So yeah, no, I do get what you're saying. Like, that's y'all show. She crawled in the door to be on y'all stuff, Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I do know what you're talking about. I may do some content on that. But passing it to Mike. What's your general take and general thoughts on that question? Are black men afraid of black women? And while you speak, I'm scared to even go outside and try to get some water. I want to lock myself out of here again.
That must have been a traumatic experience.
It was very traumatic because I did it before, and I happened to have a flathead screwdriver that I was able to break into the studio with.
You can't just put like
you have a book,
a rock,
or like a thick book.
No, I can leave the door unlocked, but it's just I forget. I innately, when I walk into a door, I turn the bottom lock, and then so the door closes automatically locked. So this door, when I walk out the door, leave it open, it automatically is slow. It's like a slow swing, then boom, it closed by itself. So I get locked out of here every now and then. And I was trying to use, I went in the car to try to find whatever I could to try to, I can't see it because it's dark in here, but this is a goddamn plastic fork. I was trying to stick through the door to try to pop the lock open. I mean, that whole time the intro was playing, I just sitting there just rocking to the music. I was in full panic mode trying to get back in here. in full panic mode. But Black Wolf Inc. in the building says, I don't think black men are afraid of black women. I think black men are starting to, oh my goodness.
Ooh. Oh, I'm about to say something about that. Oh, yikes. Black men are.
Jesus Christ.
Write my thoughts down.
Okay.
No,
I
it's
think
true.
black men are starting to
resentment.
hate black women more often now. Something KS feared would happen. I won't go that far. Far. But shout out to Black Wolf Inc. Appreciate you putting 5 on it. But I'm going to Mike. I'm about to step away for a second. Hopefully I don't lock myself out. But all right, go ahead, Mike. You got it.
All right. There's plenty of like sectors where we interact with black women, and a lot of it like for the situation that you were talking about, Jackie, whereas it's like it's entertainment, whereas your audience, their audience and I am athlete isn't necessarily women per se, but when black women get wind of your platform and they may patronize your platform, a lot of people are used to black women being your only audience, so that you don't want to piss them off because you don't want that to fuck with your money, or you don't want to piss them off because then they start saying things about your platform and it makes it to where other black men just by just I don't know, like they're cultured to just believe that if black women are mad at it, then something's wrong with it because we treat black women as our like moral compass, of which I don't know why we do that.
Correct.
Yeah, but in a lot of instances, you have dudes that are just we naturally put our women as the moral compass of what it is that we do, and we need to stop doing that. And then like just in regards to sexual access, I mean, upsetting a black woman might just interfere with sexual access. So a lot of times you get men who don't want to upset their wives, like you said, a wife was there. Like you don't want to upset your wife because then she's going to withhold sex, and that's a real thing, of which it shouldn't. Again, it shouldn't be. I should be able to not necessarily disrespect you, but you don't have to agree with everything I say for us to be married and have sex like normal people. But a lot of dudes are afraid of what black women are going to withhold. They're afraid of what black women are going to do. They understand that black women aren't really shy about using the greater community or calling that white man on you. It's like they know that the black woman, enough of them don't really have much to lose, so that if they say, I'm gonna do this thing, or that there's a penalty for something, you kind of avoid it altogether. But I think that black men are really afraid of what black women are gonna do a lot of times, and they they get to a point where it's just like, just to avoid it altogether, emasculation, having money taken from you, having your platform be shut down, losing your job. You know what I mean? Offending a woman at your job, a black woman at your job, is like, that's career suicide. You might as well just start looking for another job. You know what I mean? But a lot of it is just fear of what they're gonna do, not actual fear of them, because they're not, it's not like they're tall or athletic or anything like that.
Oh my god.
I'm saying, like, like, it's not like I'm never afraid that a black woman's gonna whoop my ass. But if you're in corporate America, you are fearful that, if you offend one, they might go to HR, or if you offend one, they might make an issue of it. You know what I mean? It's more fear of what they're gonna do, more so than fear of them. You know what I mean? Fear. I'll put it like this: fear of who they gonna go get. Because like, if you get into it with a black woman just in any random neighborhood, like, you're not afraid she gonna beat you up. You're afraid she gonna go get somebody that's gonna handle you, as opposed to just really handling the situation as a man. But you're afraid she gonna go and get Ray Pookie, whoever, and handle you, just like the Amiri Shirt guy, which he got stabbed, unfortunately. But she didn't handle it. She got upset and then went and got somebody, a gynocentric soldier, and he went on a kamikaze mission in the name of black women, Allahu Akbar, and just said, just jumped and got stabbed. So, but yeah, more often not, man, people are not afraid of black women. They're afraid that they have all this undeserved agency that they use. They just use anything around them. So yeah, that's all I got.
Good stuff. Like what you said there, Brenda, you went full gangster and said you think black men hate black women. So
No, I have to agree with Wolf, because like, it's not necessarily they hate them, because hate is a strong word, and so is love is a strong word. It's a passion driven. So it's more of, Okay, that's what my statement was. I think black men are afraid to be canceled by black women who they're wanting to procreate with them, because in my opinion, black men actually have the strongest genes and genetics, and they also make very beautiful babies, regardless of whatever nationalities they procreate with. And that's just my opinion. And on top of that, they were wanting to do it with black women because, it's going to be an anomaly to just have a nuclear black family. It's going to be rare because now men are like, you know what? If I can have less frustration with a different nationality, why not? But that comes with a learning curve of wanting to learn their culture, needing to learn their culture and everything like that. So it's still a different type of walking on eggshell, but it's better than just dealing with combative, aggressive, just hateful women. That I know Bernard doesn't like me using the word, oh, we have to love each other or whatnot. It just comes from the heart
What I
because
don't like you
it's
using?
whatever.
What?
Emotions. Okay. We're going. I'm trying to base off of logic, not include emotions as much, but
No,
more.
no. Only time I
Because I'm
call
Ukrainian.
BS on that is the concept of dying from a broken heart, and that's when I was
It's just a heart
that's when
attack.
I was
I mean,
breaking
it's a
down the
part. It's
concept
a
of
type
love
of a
being
heart
in the
attack.
heart versus in the brain. That
Yeah.
was
No.
but no, you can
It's
general
a type of a
if you're
heart
talking
attack.
about love and feelings and emotions, I know what you're
Mhm.
talking about.
Yeah.
I just I'm not that hardcore
I'll just
analytical and
bring that right
empirical with it. But
typical word
go
next
ahead,
time.
go ahead.
But yeah, men. What I've found out with black men, they just want peace, but it's really hard to find that with a black woman who is just full of trauma and walking with trauma all over them. They don't know how to let shit go. And that's where like men have to walk on eggshell, as Jackie said. Like her guest was trying to figure out how to be politically correct because he didn't want to upset black women because that's the type of
But
women he
that's
dates and stuff
political
like that.
correctness on
It's
steroids. Like I,
yes,
I
but
don't,
that's what
I
black women have created. And that's
yeah.
He
why they
has
don't like the
he
red atmosphere,
he's a
like
public
black.
he's a
Yeah,
public figure. That's
that's
why.
why.
He's
Yeah.
Either way it go, to say I don't want to use those words. Like I understand. I don't agree, but I mean, that's where we're at. We're in a place where there's a lot of men who feel uncomfortable saying, yeah, I expect my woman to submit to me. Yeah, we're in a place where a lot of men don't feel comfortable saying that, but he's saying I don't want to say those, like the word is a dirty word that can't be enunciated. Like that is a different type of neutered. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna talk about your homeboy. I'm sorry. I'm leave him alone. I'm sorry.
But you can say those words under church and be just fine. Submission,
Actually,
and
no,
it's stuff
Me
like that.
neither.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I disagree. I remember the last time I was at a wedding. I don't
uh
even remember who was getting married. Damn. But anyway, the last time I was at a wedding, the pastor was running down the script or whatever, and he was quoting some parts of the Bible, love her like God, like Christ loved the church, and all the blah 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 blah. Y'all know the typical routine in a wedding. And then he was talking about what the wife is supposed to do, and it's like, and he said, you and you owe him your obedience. And when he
facts.
said that, when he said that, it was like a gasp in the church. It was like a
No,
gasp
it's
in the
true
church,
though.
and he jokingly did like this, after he said it. I don't come on. He jokingly did like this, like he took his suit and did like he was covering up, like they was he was covering up like they was
Killed
about
it.
to throw tomatoes at him or something. but yeah, so that is
Quoting the
so
word of God in a church at a wedding, and I got to worry about tomatoes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. You see, he's walking on eggshell, although that's what it says in the Bible, like obedient, like we're to respect our men as if we're because our man is our Lord, da, da, da. And so you put God first, you put your man, and then that's why you come on third, and then you're responsible for the children. I mean, it should be simple, but guess what? The cherry picking, that's where has become a problem. So now it's like, all right, can't say something. I can't say that very easily. So
All right. Osama Abdul in the building with the $2 super chat. Do appreciate you coming on through. Do appreciate you coming on through. And just because I know I like
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
it. Shout out to Osama Abdul. It says black men aren't scared, just tired. We want peace. I do agree with that whole peace thing, and that is a very important thing for me, and it's a very important thing for me just to speak personally. I'm generally a very just peaceful person. Somebody is fucking up my peace, they out of there. That just is what it is. But GC in the building. Welcome. Always we ain't as early today, but I always do appreciate that you be getting up bright and early on the anybody else on the West Coast over here? Brenda, where you at?
I know, I'm in the Central.
Okay, so yeah. So GC be getting up bright and early with us. I do appreciate it. So go ahead, GC. You got it. What's on the topic? Are black men afraid of black women?
Well, I think everybody is worried about losing the thing that they work hard for, for the sake of politically correctness. That's why I don't cam up or anything like that. So yeah, that's not necessarily a fear of black women. That's just an understanding of the society that we live in. Same reason why Batman wears a mask, and because he don't want to lose his position as Bruce Wayne. He's a billionaire. So
it's true.
Yeah, doesn't mean that he's necessarily afraid of the Joker, or Poison Ivy, which would be a better analogy in comparison to black women. Now, I think as far as just like regular interactions with black women, what's going on as far as men being reluctant to interact with them on any level because there might be a consequence. The brother was mentioning Pookie Ray Ray coming out of nowhere and stuff like that. And see, here's the thing, brother. You shouldn't really have to worry about Pookie and Ray Ray as it pertains to black women. You see, black women are stupid in the sense that
be nice, GC. It's too early in the show to just say black women are stupid.
No,
that was a hard pill to swallow. I was like,
well, no. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it
we gotta. I'm just saying. Can we gotta build up to that. We gotta. Hold on.
I didn't mean to come off like that. I know.
We gotta make the case. We gotta make the case first. And then call them stupid.
No, okay.
Kick down the front door with it.
It's too early.
No, I didn't mean that they're like genetically prone. What I mean to say is that more so the culture is instant gratification to a detriment to them, in the sense that they kind of exhaust their Pookie Ray Ray supply very, very early in life.
You sure?
Yes.
Yes.
And or they get hooked as a drug for Pookies and Ray Ray, even if they're old.
No. Well, not that per se. What I mean by that is like all the dudes that are willing to, the gorillas and killers that they claim to have, they get exhausted by the time that they're maybe like 20, because they go out and do such provocative stuff at an early age, and then ask Pookie to take care of it, and then he does, and he dies or go to jail, like the brother that you guys in the video you talk about. He dies and go to jail, and then by the time they're 22, 24, they just walk around Pookie-less, and they threaten with an invisible
Pookie. They just re-up. They just re-up on another Pookie.
No, they run out of Pookies.
I think they get burned out. They run out of Pookies. They do get
think there's always another Pookie simp enforcer for them to find. Long as they got a vagina, they could find another one.
Have you ever seen
that will go kamikaze bombing with the protection? Yes, they can find another one.
So I'll put it like this. Have y'all ever seen like a World Star hip hop video where a black woman just gets completely disrespected and she's by herself and ain't shit she can do about it? Let's take that video in Texas, right? where something happened with the white dude in the car, and she was like, oh, I'm so disrespected, I'm gonna call such and such and such and such and such and such, but at the end she wound up calling the police. Like, you really didn't have any such and such and such and such and such and such. You were just talking shit. You were just talking shit because, let's face it, yeah, you might have had a Pookie in the past or two. They're dead or in jail, and you have to find somebody new that's willing to fuck you and do stupid crap. And yeah, jealous.
So I have a question.
Go
I
for
got a
it.
question. So you're saying after 25, after they use up all their Pookie passes, they're unprotected then after that?
In a sense, no, because they still have the law like every other decent citizen of the world. However, Pookie
Okay.
is the only one that's stupid enough to actually
Break the law.
shoot first and ask questions later. And Pookie is also, here's the thing. The law asks questions first.
Correct.
They say, why did this happen? Who's at fault here? And they particularly do that to Black women because they know that they're likely to be at fault. So
Yes.
So yeah, they are still protected, provided that they act like decent human beings. Now, if they are having a difficult interaction with the brother to my right, it's because they are not acting like decent human beings, and the cops will assess that. So, see, the reason why he wasn't worried about the cops and he was worried about Pookie because he knows that the cops would find them at fault. So they have lost the protection of acting like ignorant bitches.
No,
Once
it's true.
Pookie's
I
gone.
agree with you.
I don't know about that. I don't
No, I
know.
think no. Game Changer is right because
Okay,
think
okay,
about
well,
it.
Jackie,
They know how to
Jackie,
go get. Yeah, go ahead.
no, prove me wrong,
Yeah.
Listen, Jackie, you can go out and find yourself a Pookie to do something ignorant for the possibility of pussy, but he's
Just
not.
with your. Yep.
But he's only going to do so much. He's not going to step to Bernard. He's not going to step to the brother on my right, unless, well, he's simply not. I mean, he's not that stupid. And he's not. Well, he is that stupid, but
Exactly.
Can
he's
we
not. He's
say
not
Will
that
Smith?
thirsty,
Will
huh?
Smith is a Will Smith?
Okay, Will Smith was married.
He's not even a Pookie, and he went
Yeah, Wilson
over the
is
top for
yeah.
someone.
Okay, so fine, but we're talking about ones
He's
that.
different
Well, we're talking about actual Pookie, for one.
from the
And
hood.
yeah,
The ones who
exactly.
are impulsive, based on liking a woman. Just yeah.
Exactly. And also, Jada exhausted her stupid nigga supply. Will Smith will never do something that's stupid again. So therefore,
Yeah.
the next time, now comedians know. Now I know. Now I know I got free reign to just make fun of Jada Smith. Now I know. Yes, she exhausted her supply. Any slap that would have happened has already happened. He's never going to do that shit again. He knows that the next dude will give him hands and then press charges. He's not going to do that shit again, and nobody else will for Jada. She has.
What about August Alsina?
And it hit him later. It hit him.
Yeah,
He's side of Jada as well. By the way, August Alsina.
You said he what? He tired of her?
Yeah, he don't like her.
Yeah, no.
Hold on, wait, real quick. Hold on, real quick. In the name of just keeping up with the bullshit in the celebrity world, did something like leak out that he said I'm through with this bitch or something?
Well, no.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear that.
Well, this is why I assess that he's done with her. I assess that he's done with her because otherwise you don't tell on Coochie you want to keep, hitting. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so like you can't hit it. No, you can't go back to that well. That well is dry.
Well, okay, I
think he was trying to blow up his marriage, though. Her marriage, so he could be with her. I think that's what.
No,
maybe
to blow it up.
With August, I actually got in a little bit deeper psychologically with his route. So the thing is with Jada, he was trying to heal him. And I don't think in my opinion, it's more of the transaction was more of a healing, but not for staying. So because if we consider August Apuki, he was just there to hit it and quit it after he heals, and then move on. Because Jada, he's already worn down and gone. Like
Exactly.
she's gone. Like, and that's why the only thing she could do is only stay with Will Smith.
Well-
and so Will Smith is he has a life because his value continues as he gets older, but her values decreases as she gets older. So in that, I don't think August will go back to.
Well, going back to what Game Changer said, you did make a good point. Now, any comedian now can say anything they want to say about Jada, and Will Smith is not going to get up and do nothing because he's exhausted that. So fair point there. But I think in the general public, I don't think they run out of goons. I do put it like this, and you made this point before, how they do squander the protection. How, okay, you got a boyfriend who's a potential protector, then he supposedly allegedly did something wrong to her, and then she charge him up and go get her uncle or brother, and then they get into it, and then one of them end up dead and one of them end up in jail. That was two protectors in her life that are gone, one dead and one locked up. So yeah, they're eliminating their protection on a regular basis, squandering it, trying to make it trying to send it on kamikaze missions, which a lot of guys for whatever reason can apply to. That is true. I just still hold the position that there's the supply will always be there.
No, that's ridiculous to think that that 13% of the population has an infinite supply of anything. That's just you
don't think she can go find another ignorant dude that she messing with who she could send on a dummy mission?
No.
I think what we're leaving out is that these women also have kids, so they have sons.
Eventually, little. Hold on. So you saying eventually, little J Rock Jr. going to graduate to another kamikaze pit bull protector? Like, that's what you're saying?
That's what's going to happen, and so the idea of like a son husband, or raising your son to protect your mom or whatever, it's like that part also happens too. So,
and that's what I mean. Like, Pookie are getting exhausted early. Like he goes to juvenile hall jail because of some stupid dummy mission that his mother put him on. And then there's a 16-year-old Keisha like, hey, where's Pookie at? Like, oh, his mama sent him to jail. I wanted to send him to jail. So, yes. So yeah, it gets
be the one to make him go on a kamikaze mission.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on. There's a reason why, like, they ran out of kamikazes in World War II. It's like, I thought that it was an infinite supply of these guys, but apparently we run out. And yeah, that's how you lose shit. I'm just saying that they're exhausting their supply of Pookies. Now, there isn't an endless supply of fakers, meaning, guys who will appear as such, and then the tattoos and all, and the sagging pants and all. And yes, he wants to get in your pants, and you might be thinking like, oh yes, it's a good thing because when shit go down, then he'll be there. He won't be there. He won't be there.
I think it's truth in that.
If he was really about that life, his mama would have sent him to jail a long time ago. He's not. He's not. Yeah.
I just think in the Black community, I think Pookies, they don't die, they just multiply. I don't know. It's just they get replaced with somebody else that's stupid enough to do something.
How often do they do something?
It just seems like there's always some new story of some guy doing something ridiculous for a woman, and it's just more and more stories.
Like how often?
Like just this week, I found like 4 or 5 stories just this week.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them circulating, but those are.
Where did these 4 or 5 stories take place? Are these like local to you?
One of them was in Atlanta. Yeah, this guy was
One of them was in Atlanta. Where were the other 3?
I think one was in New York. Oh no, I think two of them were in New York. And I don't remember what the other place. I don't think I
Yeah,
knew what
exactly.
the other
So
place was
here's
at.
my point. Here's my point, Jackie. These are nationwide stories that you're talking about. So in a population of 40 million, you have 4 this week. Now, if you multiply that by the number of weeks in a year, what you have like
Well, 4
200.
that went viral.
Okay, you have 4 that went viral.
Right.
You have 4 that went viral. What was the incident?
It was different. It was different types of
No, the
incidents.
one in Atlanta.
One
Let's
was
start with it. Let's start with that. The one in Atlanta. What was the incident?
one in Atlanta. The guy was just in a car arguing with his girlfriend, and this other guy stepped in, and the guy shot him and drove off with his girlfriend.
Hmm.
And I'm sure they just in a happy hood relationship,
Mm.
probably backfighting and still together. So
Yeah, and he's dead.
Queen even.
Yeah, exactly.
after they got away with murder together.
I mean, everybody needs somebody, so you know.
So that went viral because of the nature of what happened. So which means
Right.
that if any story like that exists, it would also go viral. Now the fact that there's 4 this week and there's about 200 a year and a population once again of 40 million, that really says something about the percentage of brothers that are willing to take it that far. It really says something. Now, the one who interfered, he wasn't, he was actually the one that didn't shoot. So it's not like, there's an abundance of shooters out there. She just happened to have been with one of them. But needless to say, that 200 a year in a population of millions is not very many. It's difficult to find them as it is difficult to find the stories about them.
Okay.
I
They,
but
they out
I
there.
agree.
So
Okay.
so basically, brother, there is a 200 people in millions chance that she just so happened to be with the dumbass nigga like that. You can play your odds and step to a ratchet ass bitch and know that likely there isn't a Pookie behind her because nobody's behind her stupid ass.
I'll
Now,
say
All
avoid
right,
her.
let me get
No,
to the
no,
super
at all
no.
chat.
costs.
Let me
Oh,
get
just
to the
know about her.
hold
and
on,
just
real
know.
quick, real quick,
Yeah.
Let me get to is my oh no, my mic not low, is it? Well, no, is it? No,
You're
is
good.
my mic low?
Mhm.
Huh?
You're
Uh,
good.
Good.
You're
No,
Okay.
no,
All
you
right.
can.
All right. Black Wolf Inc. in the building says shower GC, but I gotta correct you on that Batman example. Batman doesn't wear a mask to protect Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is the mask that protects Batman. No,
No, it's
you got
no.
that backwards. Clark
Yeah.
Kent, that I think you no, that's not. Somebody help me out. That ain't what it is. That ain't what it is.
I mean, I'm interested in hearing the
The mask.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mask
Yeah,
is
can he elaborate?
the mask is to protect Bruce Wayne's
Bruce Wayne.
identity.
Correct.
Like
I think he's like using
Like
Reverse.
the symbolic mask, yeah, like
no, Batman. Bruce Wayne is the actual person. I think he's getting it mixed up. Superman is actually Superman, and Clark Kent is his mask.
yeah, because Superman
Correct.
has perfect vision, but he wears glasses. To be
Exactly.
Clark Kent,
Bruce
yeah.
Batman is actually Bruce Wayne. Batman is the mask. You're getting.
I think what he's saying is that Bruce Wayne is not really who Bruce is. He's really that's who he is, really is Batman, and he uses the
mask.
Bruce Wayne as like that's his fake persona because he's not really that on the inside. Who he really is Batman. That's what I think he's trying to say. I might be just totally off, but I think that's what he's trying to say. Probably.
Possibly. Son is around the building. He says, to the withholding sex part, the fact that 54% of black men are single. 54% of black men are single and childless indicates that black women are doing that anyway, but that's not to say black men can't get it anywhere else.
56%.
Yeah, right. You're always making that correction on that. I remember I forgot what happened. I was reviewing something where somebody said 53 and I just let it ride. And then Mike came in my chat room like, bruh, it's 56. It's like he is stickler on it. He's like, I did the math. I gotta get it right down to the decimal point.
Hey, it's actually 56.2, but let's move.
Detroit 313 in the building says black women are more like Bane, the Joker, Riddler at the same time. Bane, the Joker, and Riddler at the same time.
Wow.
I don't get the Bane
Yeah.
reference, but
Yeah,
the Riddler I can understand.
yeah. The Riddler and Poison Ivy. It's probably a better metaphor. Jockey's Retro in the building says GC is forgetting about the brothers and cousins. Shout out to Jockey's Retro. Wes M said Jada should have increased her quality of life when women. Jada should have increased her quality of life when women get older, grandkids more respected in the community, but she has the mindset of a 21-year-old. Agreed. Also, I don't know if somebody
She didn't want to. Well, I don't think she was ready to be a mother. Her mom is the one who pushed her to be a mother.
Possibly.
All right.
It's
Yeah, I
not
see you got
turn.
something. You're sharing something in the back. So
Okay,
let's
I want to
see.
show y'all what I mean. All right, here we go.
You got struggle wireless. Hold on. Oh no, it's moving now. Yeah, you probably should. Okay, here we go. It's moving. Wait. I don't think this is making your point. I think it's making everybody else's point.
How's that making everybody else's point? Where's Pookie and Ray?
Because what this?
She walks
Oh
around
no!
like Mace, just like. Well, what? Right quick. Just
Well,
to be clear,
hold on.
she's walking around
Well,
with
she
Mace
doesn't
just
need
like
protection. She doesn't need
Wait a minute.
protection.
She
This
is.
video ends when he finally retaliates. A guy does jump in.
Let's see.
We're not gonna be able to see it. Yeah, in the
I think
future,
this
you
is
gotta
why
send me
Mark-
the links. You gotta just send me the link because your
This
shit is
buffering.
choppy. Now look, I see he drew back. As soon as he drew back, the homeboy in the red hoodie dove on him, and now everybody trying to break it up. As soon as he just drew his fist back, and then everybody dove on him, men and women. But yeah, so again,
Hold on, right quick.
when they wild
All
out.
right, brother. If you're afraid of this nigga, if you're afraid of this nigga in the orange, then that's on you. Don't be afraid of that nigga in the orange.
No.
You
We
know,
ain't
you
talking
should
about
whoop
being.
ass with him.
No. It wasn't.
No, be clear. Be clear. Be clear. And this is to everybody listening. Don't be afraid of it. I'll send you the link because I want y'all to see this, and especially when the cops come. Don't be afraid of the nigga in the orange. He's just some nigga in orange. You know, you need to take him and whoop her ass with him. That is what you need to do. He's a little ass nigga in orange. So fuck that nigga. If something like this happens, you know, I understand that mace is very debilitating. It's meant to do that, you know. Whoop the shit out of that fat ass bitch. And then I want to show y'all what happens when the cops come. Or else you will be that. You will be that dude walking around getting your hair drugged by that chick.
Yeah.
No, the dude from Jump. Soon as the chick started trying to grab him like that, yeah, he should have slammed her ass and
Yeah,
been
exactly.
on
No,
his
but
day. And
he
then
was-
if dude would have,
He
and
was
then if dude,
maced.
and he got maced.
Yeah, he got maced.
I didn't see that part, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I
and
mean.
then
Like to
dude,
the best of your ability.
and then dude jump in, dude in the orange jump in. Okay, yeah, he can get
fuck
his
that
ass
nigga in
whooped
the
too.
orange. Don't be afraid of a random nigga in the orange. Are you gonna live your life afraid of some orange
Who
niggas?
did Game Changer? Are you under the impression that somebody on the panel said they're afraid of something?
No,
Yeah,
I'm saying, like, if you think that that's Pookie and Ray Ray, that is all she can muster is a little nigga in orange. Like,
Fair enough.
that
Fair
is
enough.
that is all that will come to the aid of her fat ass vagina. So yeah.
yeah.
And
Okay,
I think
get
this
where
is
you're
why
going.
men are afraid of black
You're
women.
going. Game Changer. Sounds like you're going with the angle of these undesirable women don't have men to protect them. Desirable women have men to protect them. But in the upside down world of Black America, especially in the hood, I think the undesirable woman can get a bunch of reckless Negroes to do some reckless shit, and so
Yeah.
that's
She can get strangers.
Let's
rescue her.
Hey, that's the
knowingly,
female.
the one who
Like that's all.
started it.
That game ain't nowhere near over. The that's a female. Even though she started the fight and threw 10 punches before he just pushed her back. Like so. I mean, I understand where you're trying to go, but
Okay, we'll find then. Y'all live your lives just letting these ratchet bitches be ratchet bitches, and for fear of Pookie and Ray Ray, and wonder why she continues to fuck Pookie Ray Ray.
Okay, you're
I say
starting with
just stay away from that.
hold on. You're starting with a premise that I don't think nobody said. Nobody said that. I don't know what in your mind. What is our position? Because you're arguing against a point that I don't think nobody made.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I mean, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm saying that don't worry about they're quote unquote protectors.
No, I wasn't.
They're largely listen. They're largely
I wasn't worried about anybody. I'm good in my life. I got my
that's
life
good.
is
That's good. I was
well
really
ordered.
talking to Mike. Initially.
Oh, okay.
And what I'm saying is that's all they can muster. Don't worry about niggas in the orange like that. That's it. That's it. I mean, you have to worry about niggas in the orange in regular day-to-day dealing, Don't be afraid to smack a nigga in orange. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah. I'm never. I'm conscious of it. I'm cautious of it. Not necessarily afraid, but I get your point. Like most of these women don't really have a dude on tap like that.
Of course,
either way, whether they got a
And if
dude
they-
on tap
and if-
or
and
whether
if
they got a
they-
dude, hold on, whether they got a dude on tap or not, I don't think anybody was advocating for tuck tail and be a bitch and let a woman punk you because she might have some Pookie on speed dial. No, I don't think nobody was advocating for that. Okay, so yeah.
And my question becomes
also, could you play the rest of the video?
Send it on the back chat.
Let me get it out the back chat.
Because my question is, so are they together or like how did it escalate to that? Because I understand Game Changer's point of don't let a woman embarrass you. Actually, that's where I think Black men are afraid of Black women. It's just the embarrassment. Like that's embarrassing for the guy. I'm sorry. And then on top of that, I don't even know what she's thinking about wanting to take down a guy. And this is why Black women don't need protection. Because they can do it on their own.
I don't think he was operating like that out of fear. I mean, Game Changer said he was maced. I didn't know that. I think he was operating like that on the don't hit a woman policy. Like so that's more.
He was afraid of the police. He was afraid that of the Duluth model that they would come and arrest him for
that's true. Exactly. Based on that model.
But I mean, what I want people to see on the video is what happens when the police came.
All right, so I'm about to roll it.
You doing too much. Why are you following him around the store like that?
See?
You shut the fucking mouth. Hey, you gotta go.
Hey, that's assault. You're assaulting him. Don't do nothing, Geach. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing, Geach. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing, Geach. Don't do nothing, Geach.
The one he wasn't trying to do nothing, and another man involved is also saying don't do nothing.
Don't
so,
do
I mean,
yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
Don't do nothing, Geach. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing, Geach. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing, Geach. Don't do nothing, Geach.
Yes, it's not worth it.
Geach, don't do nothing. Lady, get your hands off of him. Get your hands off of him. Hey, get your hands off of him. Get your hands off of him.
I did, and you're dragging him.
Sorry. Get your hands off of him. Yo, get your hands off of him.
Tell him to get off of me.
Get your hands off. His hands is off you. Get off me. His hands is off you. Get my phone. His hands is off you. Yo, his hands is off you. His hands is off you. Oh my God, bro.
She definitely needs medication. She's in a whole different dimension.
No, my nigga, you can't be doing that. No, you can't be doing that.
Yo. Get off my head. Get off my head. Get off my head. Get off
You
my
can't
head.
be doing that.
Get off my head.
You can't be doing that.
Grab her while she
You
was
can't be doing that.
this
You can't be
nigga.
doing that.
All right. They're gonna be down there tangled up for a long time. So I'm skipping ahead.
And then he makes them.
I'm trying to just skip to, I don't know what happened. Game Changer said something relevant happened when the police showed up. So I'm trying to skip to the police. All right.
That woman followed him around the store instead of calling 911.
Am I at the relevant part, GC?
I guess so. Yeah, I don't really have it memorized, but it's towards the end when the police come.
Her finger in his face. That's not how you do it, bro. That's not how you do it. Sorry. And she's still being antagonist.
I need medical attention. Here you go, right there. Thank you. Oh, my heart hurt. My heart. He did this twice. There they go. Bro, she's out of here, bro. She's out of here, kid.
Let me get everything, man.
Yo, security.
Yeah, not police.
Police is coming.
Yeah, so far this is just top flight security.
No, the police are coming.
I'm the one who called. Why are you reporting me still?
Shut up.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
My car right here.
I don't care. Don't leave. Don't leave. Because you see the mark on my face, right?
Okay, can you stop right here?
Mm-hmm.
Now you see how he wasn't leaving, but there was an assumption that he was supposed to be afraid of the police?
Correct. Because don't leave. That's what she was saying.
Yeah, she was saying that, but he wasn't leaving. So she tried to take it to the point where she called the police because she is the victim.
But that's what Mike was saying.
See what?
Yeah.
That's what Mike was saying. It's not like he's afraid of black women. It's afraid of the people they're gonna go get.
No, but
said,
you were saying
police
that part of those people were the police.
Yeah,
you know, people were saying
it's never other
that,
people.
You know, and what I'm saying is
she didn't.
What I'm saying is that she didn't call Pookie Ray Ray. She called the police because she had nobody else to call. If she wanted, you know, something to happen to him, she would have called Pookie Ray Ray because they don't ask questions. She's out of Pookie and Ray Ray, so she called the police. And now she's trying to do the damsel in distress thing that only works for pretty white women. Let's see what the police do to her attempt to do the damsel in distress thing.
Don't leave. Don't leave. Black woman. Y'all know I know respect for black woman.
He touched a black woman. Could you pause for a second?
I got it all on video. It is her store, but she assaulted him. I got it all on video. And she threatened to assault me. She pointed her finger in my face. She threatened to hit me. I got it all on video. You want me to stop? I will stop.
Because I told him to get out the store. You can ask everybody in here. Everybody.
I got the video.
He hit me.
No, you assaulted him. You never
Okay,
hit
stop right there.
Shut up. Yes,
So they didn't just arrest the dude.
I think
In
she
fact,
needs
they're not going
medical
to.
help.
She's trying to lie and explain the story. You know, eventually they're going to come across the video, and you know, she's going to lose her job. Now, I want to point out something. This is the Dollar General. Now, how
Dollar
much?
Tree.
Dollar Tree. Thank you. Which is worse because they actually charge $1.
No, $1.25 now.
$1.25.
But no, at the time that this was made, they only charged $1. Now, which means that this is not Whole Foods. They can only pay you as much as they make in profit, and they are not making much in profit, which means that this is the shittiest of all retail because it is the cheapest of all retail.
Correct.
You get paid less than everybody who bags groceries ever, you know, legally in America. That is the plight of your life. And you are going to lose that. You are about to lose that and possibly get a record. That is the plight of Black women. They have exhausted the trust that comes with having a vagina. The model is typically like, oh, in a situation like that, you arrest the big man with the big muscles, especially if he's Black. She tried to play that card. She tried to do that, but nope. They like, let me see what this ratchet ass, fat ass bitch did wrong. And
Okay, I don't think they should all that, but continue.
We're an hour in. I think that rolls right, Bernard. We're an hour
I'm sorry,
in.
what's that?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Oh no, we good. We good.
so no, I waited. It's an hour and 22 seconds. So I waited until that before I said it. Yeah. No. So basically, they said, what did this ratchet ass, fat ass bitch do now? And she's about to get arrested. She's about to get arrested. She pulled all the stops. There was no Pookie Ray Rays. There was a guy who thought that he was trying to be chivalrous there, but that's about it. That is the extent.
Well, I never knew how this story ended. I just saw the fight part of it. So if they came and they assessed the situation and didn't just arrest the brother and found out that she was the aggressor and antagonizer and they took her to jail, then that's good. They properly did their job. So
that's what I mean. So they are limited to the same protection as everybody else. And police don't protect ratchet ass bitches. Therefore, they're gonna have to, just like everybody else, calm their fat ass down, or be subject to the penalties, the legal penalties that everybody else is. She tried to do the whole, I'm a woman. You're not a goddamn woman because you're
and
fat.
she said a Black woman too. I was like,
yeah, she even said a Black
the Black part. She played as many parts as she
meant
could.
nothing. That meant nothing to the cops. She
well,
tried to
game changer. It's as simple as this. I hope we're moving in that direction that you're talking about, because I mean, it's been the case in the hood where chicks call the police on dudes I mean, we've seen it. If you've ever been in a situation, or if you know people close to the situation, you know that especially if it's a domestic dispute, you know that the police show up and assume that the guy is the woman is innocent and the guy is guilty. That's typically how it goes. But I always speak to how us doing this type of content, us breaking down the data, us breaking sounding the alarm, getting to the psyche and the minds of people, and I do think that makes a difference. And so if these ideas and everything could trickle down in Inception into the minds of even police officers, to where they pulling up like, hold on, let me assess the situation on this loudmouth chick, and then the situations get handled like this where she end up getting arrested, then that's, I say that's a move in the right direction. So yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah, that is. I mean, you see, here's the thing: the times are a changing. If Amber Heard, if the police are assessing the Amber Heard situation before reacting, then that should tell you something, because she is a pretty white woman in the suburbs. So yes. And the Pookie protection is waning, as well as the police quote unquote protection. Why? Because the police are made up of men, and men who have ratchet ass bitches in their lives too. You see, they've exhausted the ratchet. They've exhausted the ratchet. Look at that Black man that's a police officer. He's like, something, my sister is a fat ass obnoxious bitch too. I bet you that this is one of those situations. Look at him.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do use that. Yeah.
That's why content like this and situations like this going viral, and men discussing it and giving their breakdown and analysis of it matters. So,
exactly.
So yeah.
And somebody said this only happened because there was a camera. There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
What the hell are you
even
talking
in the
about?
store, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, that just happened because it's a camera. Rodney King happened just because it was a camera. What the fuck is your point?
Yeah, and the person who's recording is like, this is my store, so that's the owner. And so like he's trying to, due to liabilities, like, look, this is the only thing I'm going to do so that I'm not going to, get involved with the law. But the only thing you could do is just record, which is even better than just being a bystander. So I guess pull out your phone and record, because it's going to probably aid into whatever situation that was in.
Exactly.
If they need it. So
So to Jackie's point, like a lot of the fear that exists is based on a waning reputation of Pookie and a waning reputation that
I hope so. I hope so.
that's good. And it's also a waning reputation that the police just shoot black men first and ask questions later, because that's clearly not what happened, you know. But black women will like for black men to think that, so they could go around bullying them with mace and shit, you know. So yeah, and secondly, wow, that was a long firstly. You know, but
You ain't done yet. You got more shit to say? All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Secondly, you forgot.
No. Secondly, people do like a risk benefit analysis when dealing with women. I did it. Last time I did a risk benefit analysis, a true risk benefit analysis, wasn't with a black woman. It was with a Russian chick. It was with a Russian chick, and she, I called her, and her brother answered, and then like later I talked to her. She lived with her parents. I said, "So how many brothers and sisters do you have?" This chick said she had 11 fucking brothers. Wow. So I'm like, you know something? Most of my relationships do not end well, so to speak.
Uh-oh.
I normally get caught cheating or just saying some bad shit.
Cold-blooded.
You're so mean. Hey, that's your...
I was just about to respond.
That's your person, right?
Like, leave me alone. I was just about to...
Jokes are always on the table.
Somebody said risk benefit analysis SBE.
No, don't say somebody said it. You know who said it. Weather is the one who said it. He the only one still.
Does risk start with an S? I know benefit starts with a B, but how is that SBE? I'm curious. Analyzing a woman's or the likeliness that something bad could happen is SBE. Somehow that's shaming her, blaming her for something, or explaining something to her. When I'm doing a risk benefit analysis, you're stupid. When I'm doing a risk benefit analysis in my head about a woman, to you that equates to SBE. Is that just something you say?
Yeah.
Is that your? Because I think that don't really mean anything when Africans say it, and I think that SBE don't really mean anything when you say it.
SBE is like LOL to him. He just sticks it at the end of whatever.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Is that a period?
See, look. He just used it like a LOL right there.
Wow. This is very interesting.
It's a joke.
Perhaps somebody in the panel or in the chat room can help me to understand what about that story thus far. I didn't even finish the story, but what about that story had anything to do with SBE?
We move. We move.
I met a Russian woman.
Go ahead and finish your point. Go ahead.
I'll just say I met a Russian woman. I found out that she had 11 damn brothers, all of them older, and I said, you know something? When this shit ends, I don't want to have to deal with 11 Russian niggas, 11 Ivan Drago niggas. And then his conclusion was SBE. What the fuck? Okay.
Laugh out loud. Laugh out loud.
Oh, I get it now. Yeah. So yeah, that being said, that was the last time I did a proper risk benefit analysis. Now, believe it or not, had it been 6, I still would have smashed. And that is because she was hot enough.
But
men do risk benefit analysis with black women, and most of them just aren't worth it. The benefit.
So what's the limit? He said
Well,
6
it
is
depends on
fine.
how
So
hot
so
this
I mean,
chick is. That's why if she
um,
had 6 brothers, it'd be okay. That because she was that hot. You know,
Mm.
if a black woman has, if that chick at the Dollar General had a can of mace, she's not worth it. Like it's anything is not worth it. Anything, any future consequence, men would say, you know something, it's not worth dealing with this chick. Most of them are not worth the hassle. And there's typically a lot of hassle and very little reward. And by little reward, I mean that if your vagina, isn't worth much, that is your reward. And fat women's vagina, it's not worth anything.
All right. All right. Moving on to the next topic.
You'd be canceled.
Moving onward to the next topic here. I got a bunch of questions here. I don't even know which one to go with. I'll throw this one out there, even though this probably ain't the best. Well, okay, we'll play with it. Have anybody ever seen or witnessed or know of a woman who changed from being masculine to feminine? If not, then is it even possible?
Yeah.
Who said?
Yeah.
Really?
I know of a couple. And yeah, they were just going through phases in their life. Now, I think that there are more out there. It's just that people tend to stay away from the masculine woman. So like you would have to know her the before and after. And if you know her before when she's masculine, you just like, okay, I'm gonna keep my distance and keep her out of my life. And you never get to find out later if she ever became feminine. However, I have seen a transition, primarily amongst my mother's friends and family members.
Explain that transition. Like okay, your
Mhm.
mother's
Yeah, what's
friends,
considered?
like you.
When
How
I
were
was a
they
kid,
masculine?
when I was a kid, you're privy to your mother's, they don't know this, but kids remember your mother talks on the phone and shit like that, or she talks to her girlfriends and shit like that. And then, um, as you grow up, you see them change, provided that their friendship remains. And, that's how that happened. But the transition generally comes when they get tired of the consequences. You see, here's the thing, and this is a primarily a Black women thing, as far as I know. A lot of Black women aren't like that. They're just doing it to try to fit in with their friends who are like that.
Correct.
A lot of Black women are not masculine as hell. You see, here's the thing. To women, having a interesting story, gossip is currency. Gossip is currency to a lot of women. You have to have
Facts.
gossip. Now, if you receive gossip as part of your coven, you're receiving gossip from other chicks. You feel compelled to make gossip of your own. So, brothers, if you wonder why every now and again you randomly get bitched at, or something strange happens with a chick, like she's going off for no reason. Why'd you leave the dish rag in the sink? That's her stirring up an argument so she could have a story to tell her 4 ratchet ass bitches. I kid you not. They are making up shit just so they can have a story, just so they can contribute to the pot of bullshit that they're talking about. So yeah, that being the case, they feel like in order to maintain their friendship, they have to be a little bit ratchet. However, once they get out of that cycle of depravity, then that's when you start to see the change. Not saying that it's common, however, I have seen it happen.
I don't know. I think there's a percentage of it that is culturally influenced, and I think that's what you're referring to. Then I think there's a percentage of it where a chick is just more masculine at her core.
I agree. Well, she's the leader of the coven. She is the Queen Latifah. No, she is the Queen Latifah of Set It Off. Like, so yes, of course there is the Queen Latifah of Set It Off, who's just born with broad ass shoulders and a fat frame and big bones and shit. you know, but then there are the other ones, you know, who aren't so much like that. And I'm
All
not
right.
trust me. See, here's the thing. It doesn't really matter what percent of the influence is cultural versus natural, because most women, the overwhelming majority of women, do not get out of this cultural quagmire. However, many don't start in the cultural quagmire. I'm pretty sure that behind every pick me is a loss of friends, you know,
Oh,
because
100%.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. You have to be willing to shed those friends. But yeah, your friends will encourage, and your family members will encourage you to do a lot of ratchet ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the circumstances
But
under which I've
but
seen it.
gang, I have a question. Do you think it
Yeah.
has to do with age? It has to do with age. To if they're getting older, they're kind of like forced to change
Mm-mm.
because
I think it solidified the
they've run out
behavior.
of
No, the
they've
older
run
they
out of
are,
options.
well, it's partly that. It's age and intelligence, but the older they
Mm-hmm.
are, the more dependent, and the longer they've been single, the more dependent they come on that particular friendship, and the more
Mm-hmm.
ratchet they become. And you know this because you've been to university, you know, Jackie, that and Brenda, that most women don't really start off like that, but they
No.
wind up like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Based on
that's
the groups
because
that
and
they
that's
associate
because
with.
of the cultural influence. You see, I could see if they were, you know, ratchet all the way through, but I start to notice a change around the 30s, and that's because, you know, they attempt to blend in with their ratchet
That's
ass
what I was
friends and
thinking.
family members.
Yeah, I think Nick Penn is making the point that Jackie was more or less making, and that's
Mm-hmm.
sort of where I was going to end up going with it
Oh
too.
no, those are the
That
pretend ones. Those are the ones who, you know,
Chameleons. Well,
yeah.
yeah.
And also what happens is, you know, once the pretend ones, the chameleons, you know, they pretend
Yeah.
to be nice in order to um sustain a relationship. Then they're coveted.
It's only
They're
an act.
the other her friends can now no longer be friends with her. And then the
Correct.
other women find that their pool of friends is diminishing, and that she's been ratchet all these years to maintain a friendship with a bitch that just leaves her the moment some dick comes by. So, you know, just it's a failed coven. It's a failed coven.
all right,
Mm-hmm.
Mike, go ahead. What you got on this one before I go to you? And shout out to Nick Penn. We still got to get my Discord set up, Nick Penn. I be bullshitting, but Freeman's Journal in the building says support Black male media. Shout out to Freeman's Journal, man. You led a super chat and pep rally yesterday, man. You put some
Yeah,
money in
that
my
was
pocket that day.
It was nice.
Put a little money in my pocket. Shout out to Freeman's Journal. But go ahead, Mike.
Great team.
When you asked that question, I immediately thought chameleons. That's the first thing I thought. Like if a woman is super duper masculine and then she switches it up because it's convenient for her. You know, of course, if you've exhausted all of your options on the dating market, and then you say, well, this crap isn't working, so I'm gonna now do fake femininity as a means to, you know, maybe get the last little bit of options that I have. I've seen that countless amount of times. I mean, that's that's the norm, you know what I mean, with regards to like switching from masculine to feminine, you know what I mean? And it looks awkward. You know, it looks like somebody's doing an
awkward transition.
You know what I mean? It looks horrible. You know, a woman trying to cross her legs like a woman when she's typically not doing that, or a woman trying to speak softly when she's typically loud. It's clumsy. Yeah, it's clumsy.
We get a lot of that in this space. It'd be a lot of chicks with little soft voices, and they get into an argument and they start sounding like DMX. That should be funny as hell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've seen that.
It's an act. It's hard to keep.
Exactly.
It's the worst.
It's
like
really
one of the,
hard.
it's the worst thing. It's like especially like you can tell like every like, you know, in my formative years, you know, I dealt with a young lady who was naturally just not naturally, but she was just loud. She was just loud and, you know, ratchet, you know, before ratchet was ratchet. And she was that. And then I'm not that at all. You know, I'm more reserved, more soft spoken. And she's trying to be more soft spoken for me, and it looks horrible. Like
Yeah.
it's like she's trying. It's like she's trying to she's impersonating a woman. That's what it looks like. It's like she's impersonating a woman.
Wow.
It's like this looks bad. This looks nasty, you know. But yeah, that I've seen countless times. But I mean, eventually you just say, you know, you don't want to deal with it because nobody wants to deal with a fake woman.
All right. Go ahead, Brenda. What you got on this one? Repeat the question for those that just made it in. The question is, have you ever seen a woman change from being masculine to feminine? If not, then is it even possible? Go ahead, you got it.
So I don't know how to answer that other than my using my own example. I know it's possible. But it actually comes from, first of all, she has to undo. You have to unlearn a lot of things. And that's why it has that awkward transition, as Mike said. It's an impersonation because it starts off as an impersonation, but the question becomes, if their brains at 25 years old has solidified, it's gonna be hard to change. Ain't no way. So I would say 24-year-olds and younger, they have a chance. They may not have the fake femininity, but 25 and over, oh, that's it. Like, I'm sorry, like it ain't gonna work unless they're in the right environment. So, for example, I am definitely very masculine. I have voiced that to my man, but I learned that I can use my masculinity at work, where, you know, like authoritative that. But whenever I come home, I have to do a switch because that's what I've seen my mom do. Because she works with kids, and so whenever it comes to working with kids, you have to have a different demeanor, and she's a nurse too. So she's very caring.
Hold on, Brenda. What do you do at work that requires some masculine energy?
Oh no, I mean, I used to be a CNA, like certified nurse's assistant. Yes, I was wiping poop, but also lifting 300-pound bariatrics, like having to change them and everything like that. It requires a lot of strength, and also
Wait.
I get irritated.
How are they a 300-pound geriatric? Like, how do you live that long being 300 pounds?
Bariatrics. So if they age and then they get there.
Hold on,
like,
wait, Brenda. Hold on, wait. What you describe? You taking care of people who can't go to the bathroom, cleaning up shit.
Yeah.
Even though, it does take some strength to lift them up, to physically lift them up, but still,
right.
Taking care of people, that is a feminine thing to do, like what you're doing.
No, but remember, CNAs and nurses, there is a reason why Kevin Samuel kept on saying nurses are the worst to date whenever it comes to emotionally damaged, like emotional capacity. We are just over the top, like we're overworked, overcharged, over everything. So we have to act like men, where like we are here to just get the job done and everything. So whenever I started coming home, I am just irritated. I don't have the softness. I already exhausted my softness on my, 11 patients that I had. But I mean, I was still performing well and had like, patient satisfactory really high. But that was really hard to balance. Like I knew, like whenever I'm coming back and getting into nursing again, I'm like, I have to figure out where the balance is, because I have to leave work at work. So having, compartmentalization and being at home.
Are you saying the job made you? Hold on. Are you saying
the
job made you just come home and just be angry and irritated? Basically?
Yeah, because I'm emotionally exhausted. And if somebody's like, "Oh, can you cook for me?" I don't have the energy. Like, I was just short and abrupt. So that's very masculine trait type of thing for a woman. So I realized the job, I needed to take longer breaks. I needed to do a lot of things to calm myself down. So I realized I have to walk away from this job and then do one-on-one, which is just working with one patient, one client at a time. And so the reason why I know there is a way of reforming is just going to be really hard, because if a woman is already used to doing a certain job, and corporate women, they're going to be very masculine, but do they know how to turn off and actually be able to function without getting into that, So lawyers, like, women who are masculine just because of how they talk, how they carry themselves. Then you have, feminine women who are very soft-spoken. Some tend to be teachers. So that, you know how they are, because based on in my opinion, most of the time, based on their profession. And
All right,
do they love
real
what they
quick,
do?
Joshua
That's
Sawyer.
just me.
Hold on, where did it go? Joshua Sawyer. I can't even find it. He said he dates a CNA, so she's not lying. When you tell me you date a CNA, in my mind, you date a woman with fire engine red weave and some long raptor claw nails with old man shit underneath them. But all right,
The young lady behind the TV.
but
No, it's true.
whenever somebody tell me they date a
like,
CNA, I just am like, oh, you just
See,
yeah, no, I became
you
so
scraping
strong. I
you
never
scraping
knew
that
how
bottom
strong I
barrel.
was. But I was also at that time I was lifting a lot, so I was cut and everything like that. But my emotional capacity of being able to be a very soft woman, I couldn't do it.
I hear you, and what I
Yeah.
always say, I think a
But that's
lot of
just
it
me.
comes down to, okay, what is your default setting? And I think it does speak that your default setting was probably more on the feminine side. If you said, I got to get out of this damn job because
I sure did. I was
it's
like,
stressing me out. I can't handle it, So that's I think it does come down to that. I don't believe the job will exactly make a chick masculine. I always use the examples of, like, for example, I'm more introverted. I don't like to be, even though I talk for a living, but I don't like to be talking to people all damn day. And I saw the super chats. I'm gonna get to y'all in a second. I don't like to be talking to people all day, just out and about. But when I had a job where I'm working and there's somebody literally right there next to me, somebody right there next to me for 8 hours, I had to be talking all day. When I came home, I had a headache, I was exhausted, and I couldn't do nothing else because my mind was doing too much work all damn day. Not the work of working, but the work of having to talk to people all day. I was burnt out. Versus when I had a job where I didn't have to talk to anybody. I was just operating a machine. I was just working by myself, independently operating a machine. I could work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and not even be tired, because so that means my default setting is to be introverted and not have to talk to people and deal with people. So with far as the job, like so having to talk to people at the job, that didn't make me a more talkative person. It was just I was just forced to do something. But when I got home, I just wanted to just relax and lay down and do nothing so I can recuperate, so I can recover. Yeah, so I can recharge. So my default setting is to be introverted. So when women say that this job is making them masculine, I say that job didn't make me a socialite who likes to talk to people all day. It was just it was hard and stressful for me to do it because I don't like to be talking to people all day. So if a job puts you in a masculine position, if you're a feminine woman, I think you're going to want to get out of that line of work. You're going to be stressed out by it, and you're going to try to find some other way. Like you said one-on-one with a patient. I think my mom does something like that. She's she quit her job or retired or whatever we're gonna call it, but she got bored. But she goes, she works with patients like at home at their house.
Yes,
and just cares for one person and just does that part-time just to
personal assistant.
have something to do. And so but so that's if you left the busy, fast-paced dealing with 9 different 10 12 different patients and all the stress of doing that to go and just deal with one person, that was this decision where you, not to get all corny or sappy, but you to some degree were guarding or protecting your mindset, your femininity to some degree. So I do understand that. I do understand that. Hold on. He said he saw CNA carjack somebody. Yeah, I don't mess with them. Every okay. I'm stereotyping, typecasting.
No, sometimes
I've never seen a non-ratchet CNA. I just haven't seen it. They probably exist.
I wasn't
It's
ratchet. I worked in the same hospital as somebody in my family, so I couldn't. Yeah, but I was always like proper because I mean it's better, simple,
That
plain
during
and tasty.
was that during was any of that during the stud time?
okay. Damn it. I forgot about that.
Well, no, actually,
Yeah.
no, I wasn't a stud. I was in a relationship with my ex-girlfriend at that time. So, damn, I guess it was.
Oh dang! Wow.
That
Yeah.
changes everything.
That's
Not have to sit down and analyze
interesting.
that.
Put me on a record to that's the only story I believe. All the other stories, I'm like,
No,
It's like everything she
all the
say
stories-
now. If I gotta remember to filter it through that. Was this when you were with a stud?
yes.
was this when you were abstinent?
Yeah, abstinent. Yeah. Being
The absent time was during college. After college, was CNA and active like 2017 to 2021, and my relationship with my ex-girlfriend was 2019 to 2021. Yeah, that's about right.
2019
to 2021.
That was
So it was
yesterday.
in between.
Right, that was last year.
I thought this was some time before time when you did that. That was you.
Yeah, no, it's 2021.
I don't think Brenda is that old. Like
I'm not. I'm 26.
she's
But
not old,
I'm
so-
very old mentally because I move fast half of the time.
or maybe
All right. Nick Penn in the building says salute Bernard, #dominate. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Ryan Decipher in the building says showing support, keep up the good work. Do appreciate each and every one of y'all supporting the stream. Oh man. He says, I'm trying to look at what y'all talking about in the chat. It says, wait, the math are not mathing.
Exactly.
Right, I'm confused now.
He's 6 years old.
That changes everything. If you said the job was stressing you out and you was coming home being masculine to the stud, that changes the whole game.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jackie. Go ahead.
Even the stud wasn't having it. Like
The stud was like, hold on,
No,
I'm supposed to be the man in this relationship now.
Exactly.
No, actually, I later on learned that she wanted me to be the man, but she said that she was always the man. But I was providing, like, I had the money, like, I was paying for a lot of. Anyway, that's a different story. But
Yeah, you had
I was the man of the relationship and the story.
This is confusing.
So the stud was a big nigga.
The stud.
So she dressed like it, except I was the masculine one.
She was with
I
a
didn't realize it
homosexual. She
until
was with a
I
homosexual stud. That's what.
That's crazy.
I started
You
now sitting back.
You
and
might as well have the
actually
real
starting to
thing.
be feminine, so that's what I.
Was your stud a
That's
stud
what I.
because they couldn't be feminine, or were they a stud like by choice?
I think they're still because it couldn't be feminine, in my opinion. It couldn't be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Lord Love Smith in the building says, notice how smoothly this show is going and the conversation isn't contentious. I don't mind contentious conversations versus that one yesterday with, oh man, he's 2K. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, you know.
Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that.
I love the conversation yesterday. I mean, like,
Yeah, I did
Right.
too. I was like, what was I doing?
like
I did something and then I was like, are they still on?
I like how Ed like bottom line what he was saying, like, you know, like, oh, this is the sellout manifesto or whatever he said. I like how he
Yeah, I mean, Obsidian had sold out. I remember because I had commented.
Not to say that,
he came back. He was
Wait, I
sold out.
left on that part. What happened? I left on that part. What happened?
It's still up. Check it out. But Obsidian was trying to walk us down a yellow brick road, and then Ed looked out in the distance and saw where the road ended, and he said, "This is the sellout manifesto that you're trying to sell to us," and that was that. So And so yeah, we'll leave it there. The stream is it's still up. Yeah, y'all can go watch
Yeah,
it.
it was good. It was great. It was funny.
But anyway,
Never
we didn't go
worry
to
with
Jackie
them.
Jack on the question. Can a masculine woman turn feminine? Let me make sure I properly read it properly. Where we at? Have you ever seen a woman change from being masculine to feminine? If not, then is it even possible? Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Who was that? Who we got in here? Oh, he's back in here again. He's Studs got the. Oh my. Okay. All right.
No comment.
Bruh. Go ahead, Jackie.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
That
say
was pretty bold. Sorry.
I wanna say shout out to my mom. She's one of those people that are like very, very masculine, but in her older age, she's so much softer that it's weird. It's like I don't know her. So so I would say that some women, like, they get to a point where at an age, some people say it's the wall or whatever. She changed to a different person that I'm just like kind of uncomfortable with how she acts now. Just like what Mike was saying earlier, it's really strange because you're like, I was raised by this certain person, and now she's like saying, "Oh, I love you all the time," and it's like, who are you? who is this person? So I think some women, they just get to a point where it, like, their age or the wall or whatever you want to say, they just like, they saw all the errors in their ways, and now they want to turn like a new page of how they act. I don't know if it's real or not.
Oh my God.
I still think it's strange.
I think it's real. There's a point of realization that they realize that they need peace, and so they become the peace, and then it becomes odd for everybody else. It's like, we don't know who you are anymore, so you have to relearn that person again.
Yeah, as far as masculine women changing feminine, and this is a conversation. Well, I actually talked about this before. Somebody I know personally, who he was seeing a girl who was who listened to Kevin Samuels, and he basically said she had the whole playbook. I don't know if she was masculine before she met him, but either way it go, it was like he said it bothered him that she was saying and doing everything too right, to the point to where he questioned whether or not she was just following a script, and he didn't want to go whole hog all in with her. Well, he was questioning and hesitant about going all in, because he was like, when the real person going to show up. So there is a factor in the equation of any chick who's talking. They talking about that. They talking about your five head, Brenda. They talking.
True story. Somebody this week had said the same thing. It's like, hey, yo, Ma, can I kiss your fly? I was like, no, but thank you.
What?
I don't know.
Jackie trying to cover up her five head. You trying to cover up your five head. That's what you got, that little got the little Xerxes crown on it. But all right, like I was saying, it does turn into a situation where I think the market is full of chameleons, because all the whole game of what men want has been put online, largely in part by men. So it's like women are following a playbook. So then it ends up being a situation to where they were previously masculine, doing their thing, doing what they do, and then now all of a sudden they're flipping a switch. And like I always say, that the ones eventually they're going to fall back on their default setting. So So for me, it comes down to the default setting. Game Changer did talk about how the cultural influence of it, the friends act this way, so they act in this way and all of that. But I'll always go pretty firm on they either are or they're not, and that's and even if it fluctuates up and down, eventually they're going to fall on where they're at. So I don't know if a change can be made. I mean, if somebody who's just a jackass, they can make a decision to not be a jackass. Like Jackie was talking about her mom. She said like she made a decision. I'm going to say I love you more and give more hugs. Like she made a decision to do that. So I mean that kind of thing can happen.
But the thing is, there's a little gray area, because my mom, she shows a little more love to me, but she's closer with my sister, so they're constantly butting heads. So it's like I think she's doing it because
she's faking it.
She doesn't want to lose you.
She's faking it with you, but she's being her real self with your sister.
Right.
Because we do have four sides of our mind. So she's showing you one, she's showing your sister another, and then she's probably showing other people different ones, depending on her state of mind, where she is on. So is it possible?
That's it. So that's why I don't think it's real, because my sister's always coming to me complaining about things, and I'm like,
but you don't see it because she already got one side of her.
It's not that I don't. It's not that I don't see it. I'll be like, duh. Like, this is what I grew up with. Like,
so she switched up on you.
She's just different. She's just different with me now. But I'm like, because my sister is much younger, so I'm like, okay, you coming to me with these things. Duh. I grew up with this. Like, okay, this is just another day. Like, I don't.
Oh no.
I don't
So
understand.
I think it's actually your mom choosing to show her she's exactly who she is. Because if she's younger than you, then your mom is actually displaying the same phase for your sister until she reaches whatever age that she reached, and then she'll probably switch up, in my opinion, though. Because, like, in my opinion, how my mom has kind of described it is like you're not supposed to have a relationship with your a friendship with your child probably until a certain age of understanding of, oh, I'm still your mother, but now we can actually be best friend. Because now my mom, we can talk about a lot more things than I was in teenage years, because we're butting heads. Like, we're nothing but constantly butting heads. So that's why I was like, why? And she always says, wait until you have your own kids. Wait until you have your own kids. So that's more of a mother and a daughter dynamic. So whenever it comes to females in general, now this is where these conversations are happening, because like you will experience, as men and women, you experience each other's four corners of the mind, and it's going to be
four corners of the mind.
What
the hell is that?
Okay, so
never mind. Never mind.
No, I'll explain it a little bit better. But, it's just you're good, you're bad, you're evil, and like it just depends on whatever you're going through your life.
Good, bad, evil, and what?
Ugly, and
good, bad,
evil and ugly. Like the good side, the bad side,
evil and ugly.
Yeah, that's how I simplify it. Because I've seen all of them. I've seen people change their personality whenever people are sick, because they're suffering and they're in pain. But you can't pinpoint their pain and suffering because the medication wasn't helping. They're supposed to be being tempered, but they keep on switching. And so, when switching personality, I think everybody has different personalities. Period. It's just a behavior, and it's just an acting thing. Everybody's an actor.
So you think multiple personalities is just a thing? It's not really a condition.
Correct. Because and whenever it comes to mental health, I only think there are only two types of mental health: depression and anxiety. Depression and anxiety. Everything else is made up.
All right, Mike, have you answered the question on the table about whether or not a masculine woman can turn feminine? Did that come to you?
I was the one that answered when women try to be feminine, like out of like necessity, because they're with a guy like myself who's a little more soft spoken. So they're like, okay, in order to be with this guy, I have to act feminine. And then
Oh yeah, that's right. And it looked, it looked,
And then they break.
it looked like a
the
dude trying to
character.
do an impression of a woman.
yeah, and it gets a little.
Yeah. All right.
I was saying, what's the question again? Because of what Brenda was doing, not because I didn't know the question.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, I started texting and doing my taxes when Brenda was talking. I'm just playing.
Taxes.
Just find something to do.
Whether
Women does the same thing. Like, I lost it.
Hold on,
Always
what
use
brother?
them.
It said, Brenda, how many personalities do you have?
Oh, just
She was really thinking. She like.
apparently I have 3 YouTube pages, and so it depends on what. Yeah, I have no idea.
So 3. So 3.
No, I just have one, which I like bringing out, which is an extroverted. Like, but whenever if I have to be introverted, I will. And then I become more anxious about being extroverted again. It depends on situations.
Yeah. All right. All right. Moving on to another question on the list. I'm bouncing around on them. All right. This is an interesting one about. I think so. Yeah, he was talking about the friends and being. He gave an answer. I remember.
His mom's friends.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Cool, he started with his mom's friends, and I thought that was going to end weird, but it didn't. So good.
Proud of you, game changer.
Yeah, I was like, this is going to end very bad. Anyway, it says, what is the next question on the table? What is the difference between being persistent versus desperate when pursuing a woman? What is the difference between being persistent versus desperate when pursuing a woman? I'm gonna go to the women first on this. I'm gonna go to Jackie first on.
Oh dang! Why you gotta put me on the spot?
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot.
I didn't even think about this one.
All right.
Dang!
Okay, go ahead.
I really think it's if you really I think it's the interest in the woman. It's really hard to gauge, like if you're being thirsty or not. I think it depends on if the woman's just into you. Because if you're giving her more attention than some other guy, she could think, "Oh, this guy's a weirdo. He's doing too much." But if she's really into you, you're just like, "Oh, he's so sweet. Look what he just did." So I think it's a gray area. Like a guy, it's difficult. The guy has to kind of pay attention. Like, is this girl really into me? Then I can kind of do these things. I can get away with doing certain things. But if she's not that into me, I'm wasting my time. So I really think it's like the interest of the woman, if the guy is thirsty or just attentive. I'll use that word, attentive.
All right. All right. Go ahead, Brenda.
Well, it definitely is individualized. This one is hard because it depends where you meet. Like, did y'all start DMing, and based on how fast y'all getting to know each other, or did y'all meet in person and then start the conversation from there? I think with me, I don't know. I have to agree with Jackie. It's like it's based on the person. Because like
on the
person. It's based on the person, because the way I met my man, we met in a networking event for a podcast. But whenever he started texting me, because he's the only one who I gave my number. Everybody goes to Instagram, but whenever he started talking to me, he gained my interest. And so I started talking to him a lot more versus any other guys would try to reach out to me. So it just depends. And I didn't think
So
he was thirsty,
why
but
did
he was talking to me a lot more versus some other guys. But also how he was texting, because I'm more of like, you have to complete your sentences and your words in order for me to gain interest. If you're saying, "Oh, I'm chill," or I'm, you have to be a great conversationalist, but that's how you get my attention. So it depends on the women, and yeah. But yeah, you're about to ask something.
Lord Love Smith. I don't know if I like your name, Lord Love Smith. Love Smith. Okay. All right, fellas. He says, fellas, a woman shouldn't be able to reject you more than once. Yeah, generally agree with that.
Yes, especially
Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. You see, okay, this is I generally agree with what he's saying right there. But see, here's the thing. Like there are situations where you could be persistent and it could pay off. There are situations where you could do that. But I mean, y'all are right that it does come down to how much she like put it like this. She could be interested in you, but for whatever reason, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe she got somebody she already fucking and she ain't trying to have another person that she fucking, and who knows. But sometimes your persistence can pay off. But like Lil Big Nate was saying in the chat room, that's why their ego is so big, dudes being over persistent. So I am generally of the you get rejected, move the hell on, type of deal. But in this modern time, it's not like you just run into a chick and then you meet her and then she reject you and then you go your separate way, you never see her again. No, it's like you meet her, y'all end up y'all following each other on social media. She rejected you, but you still seeing her every day and she's seeing you every day online. So it ends up being a weird situation where like it was a rejection, but y'all de facto in each other's space, which means you're going to try again. Which means she may even start putting out some bait again, and then you try again, and then she say no again. It's like y'all end up in, so people be in these weird cat and mouse games, and so sometimes it does depend on, it depends on how you work the situation, whether or not that being persistent versus being, a borderline stalker-ish could come off. It's all a matter. It's a delicate balance of finesse, but in general, the general principle, you get rejected, move on generally. But that's where I'm at with it. But go ahead, Mike, you got it.
Really, it's like the idea of what's harassment versus what's flirting. I mean, it just depends on if the woman is into you. So like, I agree with Lord Love's myth.
No, I think it's Love Smith. He need to put a space between Love and Smith, and then we'll know. But we don't know if it's Love Smith.
Love is a myth. I agree with Lord. But
there's no such thing as love.
It just depends on it really just depends on if the woman really likes you. I mean, again, it's very, very creepy to have a guy that a woman is unattracted to staring at her, but it is very endearing and sexual and visceral to have a man that she is attracted to looking at her. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Don't smile too hard at that, Jackie. Goddamn.
Exactly. That's it. Always go back to y'all stories, but yeah, that's really the part where that's not a gray area. That's pretty black and white. And going back to what the brother or just I don't, Lord Love Smith said, they shouldn't be able to reject you twice. Just get out of there. Just get out of there immediately.
Right on. A storytelling ability said persistence works. See, there's a lot of different schools of thought on this. I saw somebody who he teaches game to some degree, and he was like, "There's nothing wrong with being persistent if you just keep it player, but you got to keep it player when you be okay." That was my Saint in the Center impression. He was like, "But you got as long as you keep it player, you can, And so he just went on. So some people have no problem with being persistent, and like I said, if it's a certain amount of finesse and game you got with it, it could come off as smooth, sweet, or smooth or endearing. But that harassment. That's that sexual harassment versus flirting thing, that it does run into that. But again, it comes down to how much she like you and also how much game you got. But But shout out to Story to Tell says persistence works. He says you just need to be able to read the room. Persistence can easily turn into harassment.
Harassment.
No, I was just looking at that. Get out of there. All right. Where we at? Oh yeah, Game Changer. Go ahead, GC. Game Changers never stalked anyone, so I don't know why I said that. I just played you like. But I'm trying to make sure I got the question. What's the question? What's the difference between being persistent and desperate when pursuing a woman?
So yeah, I think it's like everybody said, the level of a woman's interest. The difficult thing is that women are never really honest about their level of interest. So a guy doesn't know. Women tend to play hard to get, and then actually tell themselves, because there's a lot of conflicts in a woman's nature and natural behavior. They'll play hard to get, and then in an attempt to force him to pursue stronger, and then get turned off by the strong pursuit. Women like that, they have that. Well, you're laughing, but it's true, and you've probably done it. In fact, both of you likely done it. Well, why are you thinking? You know it happened. You
I'm
played.
really trying to think if I've done that
You
before.
played hard to get before, and then like, okay, he's trying his hardest, he's trying his best. It's like, damn, this thing is coming on too strong. Like, yeah.
No, what Game Changer is saying, once a woman admit that she likes attention, she can't then in no way pretend like she don't understand what Game Changer is saying. It's like, even if you could have some level of interest in that dude, but if you just like the attention, that guy pursuing and giving you attention is enough to to keep you wanting to be chased. Even before I had the term the possibility of sex in my mind, I used to shout out to ARC, I used to always describe it as, why did this chick, it's like she want me to chase her, but she don't want to get caught. I used to always explain it like that, but I figured out, it was because of Alan Roger Curry, that how much of an insatiable lust they have for just that attention. That's where that comes from. So
non-sexual attention.
Non-sexual attention, but still, when they dangle in the possibility of sex to get that non-sexual attention, you're giving her non-sexual attention while smuggling in the sexual attention. You're trying at every angle, but then again, so yeah, you end up in a goofy place. You end up in a goofy place doing that. But women, their lust for attention is what causes dudes to do that, because a dude be thinking in his mind that, oh, she's putting out a shingle, like she's making it seem like she want me to chase her. Let me try. I must got a chance. You find out you don't, and then she do some more shit to get you to come chase again, and then and so again to turn into that cat and mouse game I was talking about. I'm sorry, GC, I cut you off. Go ahead, you got it.
I'm trying to think if we're doing that on purpose or not.
I think we're biologically wired to make God do that.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Jackie. I think you do it all the time, but you don't even see it as a thing. So
yeah.
I don't see remorse to doing it, but I mean, you did it. Okay, let's put it like this: you did it to the dude that didn't finish Evolution. So yeah, you did.
I ghosted him, so I didn't.
That's exactly okay. So the guy wanted a relationship with you, and you led him on. You led him to believe a relationship was going to happen, because he's like, why would she fuck me otherwise? And then you ghosted him, as you just said.
Okay, but you guys don't know.
Just to be clear, that is the it I'm talking about when I say
that's a bad example, because she actually had sex with him. Okay, he probably wanted.
It's not because she didn't lead him on. If sex was his ultimate goal, it seems like his ultimate goal was relationship, or a continuous sexual relationship.
At least that.
So yeah, so he actually was led on. If sex was his end game, and then that would be him pumping and dumping. But he continued to call. Therefore, he wanted more
sex.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I said, he wanted a continual sexual relationship. Exactly.
I suppose.
But I ghosted him though. So is that leading him on?
Well, if you led him to believe that he will have a continual sexual relationship, and you gave him a free sample. So yes, it is.
Well, but no, the
Okay,
reason that don't count because it was just possible
yeah.
that she could have had sex with this Neanderthal looking dude, enjoyed the sex, and also, liked that he was genuinely a decent person that she was considering despite him being ugly. If she would have found some chemistry in the sex, she probably would have messed with him. So
Right, if she was attracted to him, in my
I
opinion,
can't say she led him on. The only way she was leading him on is if she was to say it's a 0% chance that I'm gonna have sex with this ugly ass nigga. But I do like all those good morning texts. I do like the guy I'm fucking ain't real big on talking on the phone, but this guy will stay on the phone for 2 hours. That's when you leading somebody on. But I think she gave him a shot. He just
it wasn't it.
Yeah, it was yeah, it just didn't.
Yeah,
It
I
didn't
don't
work
think
out.
Jackie leads anybody on because
Well, she
I've
didn't lead
noticed
him
that
on.
about.
I don't think she led him
Yeah,
on.
I
She's
don't.
led somebody on. I mean, y'all all led somebody
Dang,
on.
No,
Bernard.
naturally,
Like,
I don't think she does
Somebody
it
has gotten
purposely
led on.
because
What the fuck is
purposely
that
she
going on in
doesn't
my
do
back?
it
Oh,
because her friends maybe they're the ones who are purposely leading guys on until the next leaf.
thank you, Brenda.
And
I
so
don't
she
know. I
hold
don't
on,
know
doesn't
if I
wait. What
lead
happened?
people
What happened?
on.
I was reading something else. What did you say, Brenda?
Oh, I said that Jackie doesn't naturally lead guys on, but her friends though they lead guys on until the next lease, until the lease is over, and then she,
That's
that's what it
next
is.
level
But she
leading
doesn't.
on.
Yeah, she doesn't do it naturally. I
Yeah.
think she will do it like without knowing, because that's what happened to.
This is that stuff.
But
Me and
Yes.
hold on, time
sorry,
out.
Jada, I'm about to throw you under the bus.
Me-
But Jada, on the other hand, she has done it like purposely leading guys on. I was like, oh, that's all I wanted. Like she has said it on
Don't make me
episodes.
get Edward Anderson up here, y'all making the they know not what they do argument. Ed gonna come up here and blow a gasket on y'all. Y'all better cut it out.
Yeah, they know.
Y'all better cut it out.
No, Ed knows my heart. He knows my heart.
Nah.
Yeah, and I have nothing like
Yeah,
Ed is funny.
more.
I think we should.
I think more than anything, the reason that a lot of times women don't see any of these things as wrong, the hashtag they know,
Naturally.
is because there is no consequence. Like you would play in traffic because it's fun, right? But the idea of getting hit by a car is not fun. It's a consequence to it. So, or touching the stove or anything that yields a consequence. So most women probably act in the way that they act in regards to leading guys on, seeing, like with this, like, I don't think that Jackie thinks what she did was wrong with the Cro-Magnon head dude, but the idea that she had sex with him, knowing that he probably at least wanted more sex, that's probably, she probably just would have never pursued the situation anyway if she knew there was a consequence for said action. You know what I mean?
Like what kind of consequences?
Like,
what kind of consequences?
Well, fellas, pay close attention to what happened because she don't see the consequences. Like they're oblivious to it, and that's that's because it's there's no remorse for such a behavior on their side. They don't identify it as bad. So
hold on. Okay.
So
I can't see it. I can't see it.
I get it. And I get it. I understand. It's kind of like those serial killers. That's like, hey, what's the big deal? It's kind of like
But she had okay. Let me look at it like, let me explain it like this. There are women that I've had sex with. I wanted to continue to have sex with them, but for whatever reason, after the sex, they hey, whatever for whatever reason. For whatever reason, I mean, let me just make sure because I want to make myself sound like my sex is horrible. There's women who've driven through a snowstorm, driven a whole hour through a snowstorm in Michigan to come have sex with me. All right, she kept coming back. We lived an hour away, and she was driving overnight. I got off work at midnight. She was driving an hour through a snowstorm. All right, but for whatever reason, this particular woman that I'm talking about, She just she just was she just wasn't interested. All right, maybe she just wanted to do it one time. Maybe she had something else going on with somebody else. Maybe the sex was trash that night. Who knows? For whatever
Man, it's
reason.
that distance, though, in my opinion.
Oh no! I ain't talking about this chick. The distance chick kept coming back for like 6 months to a year.
Wow.
I can't even remember. Yeah, but I'm talking about for whatever reason, it's been a chick that I've had sex with, and after the sex, she just kind of fell back. That's happened. I don't think she did nothing wrong to me. I mean, I pursued her. I was trying to get with her. Whether I wanted it one time, whether I wanted a relationship, whether I just wanted to have a friends with benefits thing going on for a while. Either way it go, she obliged to just my initial attempt. We had sex, and then for whatever reason, she's not obligated to continue having sex with me. So that's how I feel about that situation that you bringing up with Jackie when she had sex with the Neanderthal. She wasn't obligated to continue.
No, Bernard, your story is a lot different than Jackie's story.
Explain.
And that is because you placed minimal effort into having sex with this woman.
No, I did put a little effort into it. It was a little work.
I think he put a lot of work because he's the one who was pursuing. It wasn't the other way.
No, I understand that, but there was little effort between the pursuit and the sex. In Jackie's case, her Neanderthal situation, it was an extraordinary amount of pursuit before reward. You see, understand this.
Yes, I do agree with that.
So he lost.
So I have a question.
So right quick. So his pursuit well exceeded the reward, in my opinion.
All right, but hold on. Well, here's the most.
Let me continue if I may.
All right.
So I knew a guy who opened up a barbecue shop, and what happened was he had to share a kitchen with the place next to him that wasn't using it. It was like one of those Indian owned Arab like 7-Eleven type liquor stores, but he was using their kitchen and he would pay them as part of the lease for his own barbecue shop. So he set up his entire shop under the premise that he can use their kitchen. And then, and I used to go to this barbecue shop. And then after a month or two in, they just said, something? No, that was a one-time arrangement. That was a 1-month arrangement. I'm no longer going to honor this agreement because I want to sell cheap ass pizza and I don't want your barbecue shop to interfere or compete with that. So they canceled the arrangement immediately when he expected a long-term relationship arrangement. Now, the problem with that is the enormous amount of time, money, and effort that he spent into securing that barbecue shop now went under. See, that is what happened to the guy. And also that effort could have been better spent in pursuit of a different business venture. However, it wasn't in that way. Now, a person like Jackie and Bernard can argue that, hey, at least you got to sell some barbecue for that month. And that would be a sound argument. However, it's a net loss for him. And it's a net loss to him. You see, make no mistake, ladies. Your pussy.
But my question is, like, what would be the accurate amount of time for me to have sex with him for it to be worth what
that's
he
not
put into?
I don't even think that's the right question.
know.
No, hold on. That's not
good question.
That's not the right question though, but go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Explain. You require to be fair, he deserves sex for every 45 minutes of time that he spent, and he deserves head for every 15 minutes of time that he spends.
I knew that's what we was gonna say. I was like, oh, getting to sex immediately.
Brendan knew exactly that. Yes, that is what you deserve. That is what he deserves. It is an investment. It's pending due. Every moment, every second I talk to a bitch, it's pending due. Okay. It's COD. It's coochie on delivery. God damn it. This is an investment. And yes, if I spend an enormous amount of time, do you know how much money? Okay, let's put it like this. Let's just take the average income. Right? Of a guy. and which is 40K, I think. So he makes 20K an hour, which means that if he works overtime, or $20 an hour, which means that if he works overtime, he gets $30 an hour. He gets $30 an hour. And what is he doing? He's talking to your ass for 10 hours a day. That's $300. That is $300 a day he is spending trying to get your pussy, right? And then after 50 hours, after what is that, $1,500 that he could have been working overtime, you fuck him once, he could have just went out and bought a bitch. No, you owe him more. You owe him pussy for every 45 minutes that he's been talking to your ass. And head for
my it's priceless.
Right.
What?
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? And it's priceless.
What?
The one paying for it, but you pay for it in time. God damn it! Every second I'm
still going. Still going.
All right. Here's the deal. This is what I was going to say. And this is the most important question, Jackie. After you had sex with this ugly ass dude, who was a great guy, and that's why you gave him a chance. After you had sex with him, if y'all would have had great sexual chemistry, would have continued to see him?
Yes. It's just like,
Then therefore that's why I can say she didn't do nothing wrong. Did he get a bad deal in the end based off what Game Changer talked about as far as the time, time is money and all of that? Okay, it didn't work out for him. But the mere fact that if the sex would have been good or the sexual chemistry would have been there,
wouldn't have been good. No. This is trickery, Bernard. This is her trickery. Right. This is her witchcraft. Yeah, if the sex would have been good, I would have did it. The sex would have never been good because he's ugly to you. Okay, let's be clear. She understands that sex is psychological. There is nothing he could do. It's not his technique. My technique is complete and total shit. It's not technique. I know that it's psychological with women. Fuck that. If she's into you, it's gonna be good.
Okay, so your position is that she never should have had sex with him?
No, my position is she should have never wasted his time to begin with. She should have never wasted his time. If you was only
see, I can't argue. I can't argue with that.
Hold on. But see, here's
going to have sex with him once. You should have talked to him for 45 minutes GC. Only. And if you was only going to give him head once, you should have talked to him for 15 minutes only. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that, GC. You always say that a man should shoot above his class, especially above wherever he's at, especially if he's offering a relationship. If he's a ugly ass 3 with a good job, he should definitely be shooting for at least a 5 or a 6. If that woman then gives that guy who's uglier, who's less handsome than what she's pretty, a chance, but she's just not feeling it in the long run, you can't get mad at her because she just wasn't feeling it after the sex. She gave him a try and damn near the arrangement that you advocate for. No, it's not a matter of that, Bernard. It's a matter of, did Jackie know that it was not going to work out? And deep down, she knew. She knew that it was not going to work out with this. That may be possible. And so basically, she took about 50 hours of time, and for what? 1 unit of pussy? That is ridiculous. That is a horrible deal. Your situation.
But my perception, my perception of myself is that I'm not a superficial person. So I was like, oh, this could work.
But you left him because he was ugly. You are a superficial person.
Yeah.
Well, we all are superficials at the end of the day, because men especially, they are optic creatures, but they can work with a little,
How perfect.
Hold on, wait, hold your thought, Mike. Shout out to Theo in the building. Says, you women know what you're doing. That's why I smile when I see. Damn, that's dark. That's why I smile when I see you homeless. Accountability. Get some. Shout out to Theo.
Hey, some men don't have accountability either.
Yeah. Oh damn, I don't got where is it? Where is it?
Do not give him that. Don't. He said, okay.
No, I got my own clip for Theo that's not ready to go, but I had to dig that up. But and also one quick correction, not correction. I'll just read this on Jada's behalf. I think she vacationed.
Yes,
she can't be here today, but I will let her defend herself from the chat. She said she was summoned with a clip. She said she was summoned with a clip snippet. LOL, Brenda. you would be completely incorrect. I never said I lead guys on and use them for things, then toss them away when I got it. Not sure where you got that from.
All right, so let me go ahead and address.
No, we can. We gonna move on to Mike.
Shout out to Jada's PR team, policing in real time. So
yeah, she got a team that listen. She got a team that listen on her behalf.
Of course.
We gonna let what she say. I don't want y'all to have a. I mean, if she was up here, I would let y'all go ahead and go back and forth. But you said what you said.
Jada genuinely likes the people that she actually does give the chin. So at the end of the day, that's the
there you go. Yeah, clean it up, girl.
It is what it is. She generally loves.
No. I don't want to turn this into.
That's the thing. At the end of the day, so.
But I don't want to jump on her. I don't want to jump on her while she ain't here. But I know. I know it's a lot we could say, but I don't want to jump on her while she ain't up here. I think she's gonna be back.
PR team, make sure you included that and send it to her if she's still not.
Next month. Next month,
I think.
Oh damn. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But,
as far as what you were saying about the arrangement, Jackie did not engage in that arrangement. See, that's the thing. He was doing this for an arrangement.
And she was going into it like, you know how perfect unattractive, like initially unattractive guy has to be in order to execute what Jackie is saying. Like, he has to be as funny as a black guy at a Klan meeting.
Exactly.
That's how perfect he has to be in order to execute what she's saying. Because like, what if the sex was good enough? Like, you already initially know, like, yeah, we pretty much not gonna go further, but he has to be perfect in order for that situation to go further than the one-time sex thing. I mean, in a one-time sex thing is really like, I mean, I guess that's a win, but like, he would have to be perfect in order for it to be,
Okay, it's a ratio, Mike. It's a pussy to attention ratio.
How much time did he put in, Jackie?
Yeah.
Like a few weeks.
That's too much.
How many phone conversations?
No, how often, how long per day did he spend in a few weeks?
It was like probably like a few hours a week, maybe like 3 to 4 hours a week, like 3 to 4 weeks.
You mean like talking on the phone or seeing each other?
Yeah, talking on the phone, like going out. Yeah.
Going out. How many times did you go out? Oh man, Jackie.
3 hours a week. That ain't like, all right.
That's not much of an out. Come on, see, she's soft showing it. He spent 10 hours. He spent 10 hours a week. He spent 10 hours a week. He spent 30 hours total. $300 an hour, provided that he's average. He's probably above average.
$300 an hour?
No, for 10 hours.
Oh.
Well, is he an average earner? Is he an average earner or is he an exceptional earner?
He's an average earner.
Okay, so $300. Yeah. $300 for every 10 hours. He spent $300 a week. He spent $900 to fuck you once. That is.
But like I said, it's priceless. So
his attention is priceless. Men, understand this. Your attention is priceless. Your attention is priceless. So you need to guard it like they guard their vagina. Damn it. Like that's the thing. They know that that the men pay first. They know that you have to give your attention first. But that is a bad deal. Yes, thank you, Joshua. This is a bad deal. And they pretend like they don't realize it. I'm still a good person because I gave them something priceless. You know, how come it costs $40 in the Dominican if it's priceless? Fuck that.
Yeah, I can't go with that priceless shit. I don't think it's nothing wrong for a cute girl to give an ugly dude a chance, so that's my position on this. But when you get in that territory, when you start saying it's priceless, then you're making game changer point, because then you're basically saying that I could overcharge. I could if he spent a year pursuing and $300 a week on dates for a whole year. Well, he got a priceless commodity for 5 minutes.
I say it's priceless.
That's why I
say it's priceless because what price do you put on your? I don't know what kind of price should I put on it. I don't.
What's the least? There's a least amount of time that you've spent with a guy in order to give him sex, right? There's less than what dude spent, right?
Yeah.
Of course. So this is my point. My point would be this: if that's what you're doing, then I think it should be like Walmart. Whereas if I can find a price for that same product, and I can show you, like if Jamal only had cheap liquor in a room, and I could say, Jamal's prices look a little bit better. You're trying to overcharge me for the same product that Jamal only did cheap liquor in a room. I want Jamal's prices.
But Jamal was fine though.
But if Jamal, then thank you for your deal, but I reject your deal.
But it's Jamal's fault for not looking at the market properly. I mean, Jamal invested, and you get what you get. You can't complain. That's why you're not supposed to attach your emotion to your investments. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
But
change
Jamal's fine.
the price on the brick. You can't change the price on the brick. The cost is the cost.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
I don't mind her saying that Jamal is fine. I
different
don't.
guys get different prices.
Exactly.
They sure do.
But the thing is that he didn't know that, and that's what I'm talking about.
That's what
he
game
didn't know
changer
how
is.
hard
He
was.
knows he's ugly. He knows
that he's ugly, but
He
see,
got
just
game
like
and a tongue game,
right quick, just like you didn't know that you were shallow, right? He thought that, maybe I get the same prices because she's not shallow. He actually thought that she wasn't shallow and that he would get a decent overall package deal. The point is that he spent 900 attention units, and he only got one.
900 attention units?
Yeah, you're supposed to get like a fuck per 60 attention units, but he didn't.
Game changer will make a great math teacher.
Yeah, and what?
Oh my gosh!
And in what world can you charge people different prices for the same service? In what world?
In the sexual market value one?
Well, of course it works.
Well, that's what it's
Right.
Of course, it's in your favor. But in what other realm of thing can you charge the different prices for the same service?
Well, it depends.
Like at the nightclubs, ladies' night, and all that.
Yeah,
shit.
it is. Yeah.
Women get in free before 10.
All women get in free. But what I'm saying is that what world?
No, they don't.
Ugly ones don't.
No, that's why they rope them off at the gate. Don't they have like a
That
bouncer
is
to
true.
keep ugly bitches out?
I have a whole story because I didn't even know that I had a pretty girl privilege because I was walking with my man at downtown and at night, and so we were club hopping, but we were looking at. I wanted to just scavenge hunt, and so I was like, "Oh, I want to go here," and then I just walked right through. I didn't even realize. I didn't realize there was a security because I was just walking in. I was like, "Yeah, I want to go here," and then he was like, "You're supposed to stop right here." I was like, "I'm supposed to," and I had a little purse. It's like, and then the guy was like, "Oh, just go in." Didn't even do anything, and then of course he had to be patted down, and then I saw a couple more females. They didn't have, I guess, the pretty girl privilege. He looked at their purses. He, made sure the time that it took me to just get in versus them. Oh man, I was like, this is a privilege. And he was talking to me about it. I was like over here not understanding what I did wrong just walking in. But a couple of females were stopped just because of, exactly what you're talking about.
In saying one, thank you for the $15 cash app. Do appreciate you. Yeah. Interesting stuff. I'm divided on it. I understand what GC and Mike saying. All I know is this: is that I see couples from time to time where it's a cute chick and an ugly ass dude, and I'm assuming she just gave a ugly dude a chance because she gave him a chance for whatever reason and it worked out. So I mean, as
But
long
it's
as
the
it was
heart.
put it like this. This is what I don't like, and this is where I don't give women an iota of grace when it comes to this. If a guy has put in all that work, has taken her on 5 dates and all of this and all of that, and then at the end of it, when she's just ready to break it off, she's like, I'm just not feeling a connection here. And it's like, it took you 5 days to figure that out. He ain't getting no sex, he ain't getting nothing out the deal. You just wasted all his time, energy, effort, and money, and then made up some bullshit about you just not feeling a connection or chemistry or this or that. That's when I'll make the argument that y'all making about because right there he got overcharged for some pussy that he didn't even get. And then he got reason to be a little pissed when Jamal just rolled up on a damn bike and got it without even putting no time, effort, energy, and money. He got reason to be pissed then. But the fact of the matter is, if a woman is seriously considering this ugly ass dude, she gave him a fair shot, a fair shake, and a chance at the pussy, and he got the pussy, and then she was like, the pussy didn't even make that connection connect. And I mean, then hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. He lost, but at least he won. He can say he fucked her. I mean, it is what it is. She's not obligated to mess with him. She just not. But she did. But her having sex with him is her giving it a fair shake. If she just break it off after the 5th date, she didn't give him a fair shake.
Right. Because he put some because he put in the sense he needs a trade-off of something.
She gave him
it means nothing. It means nothing when you overpay. Like the whole fact that it happened.
I get it, but it's not.
I agree with Bernard here.
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee.
No, I get no.
He overpaid in pursuit, and
I get that there's
he didn't
no guarantee,
win.
But what's going on, and fellas beware, is that they are trying to take more than they deserve. They're trying to take more attention than they deserve for sex. The sex to attention ratio is just out of damn control. So you have to reserve.
I don't know the ratio. What's the ratio?
Yeah.
In this particular instance, it was 900 attention units per one pussy. That is ridiculous.
What should it be? 900?
I just said 60.
900.
I said
what?
60.
Oh, 60 times?
No, 60 attention units. A man gives you 60 attention units, he fuck once.
Oh, okay, once. Okay.
That's how that works. Especially once the initial.
Hold on, look at Brenda down there with her pen. She's trying to do the math problem. She down there trying to do the math.
Attention ratio. Sorry.
No, it's like buying a car that don't work. Like, yeah, you bought the car. Oh, this is as is. I didn't mean to drive it once. God damn it! I invested a lot on the down payment, or to buy the car in general, and then I drove it once. No, I was supposed to. For every dollar I spent, I should have got I don't know 3,000 miles. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, you all that got some more coochie.
Huh? Jackie owes the guy some more coochie. Yeah, exactly. You need to call him up. Like a lot more.
I gotta find him and
Yes, you do, because you owe him 14 more bucks.
No, it's gonna be a waste of investment. Well,
no, 14 more bucks.
He has to count it as a lost investment. Like that was a loss on his part.
It's not a.
But it's a great teaching. It's a great teaching tool for guys not to get.
Right.
Not to put too much attention.
It's
a great.
A broken automobile.
Yeah.
It's basically.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. If you drive a car once and then it breaks down and ghosts on you, then yes, you
took you somewhere.
No, you could have rented. You could have rented a car, or you could have just got an Uber. Now, but you bought the whole car.
He should have just tricked off then.
Yes, he should
My
have.
fault.
I mean, he could
No,
have just
you can't.
gotten a
No,
bike
no,
or
you
something.
can't be the one to say he
Or
should have
walk.
just tricked when you was the one that he was.
Exactly. See,
But
fellas,
you can't
y'all
do
see
that.
this?
You can now that was
Exactly, he
that was
should
wrong. I gotta call a flag on that play right there. You can't be the one saying he should have just tricked. You know, Pablo should be.
Nah,
Pablo
it
is the
would've
one
turned
who
you
can say
into
that from the
What?
audience.
not the
Well,
woman that
y'all
you
put
want
me
to
in a
know.
weird. Y'all putting me in a weird position. Like I'm supposed. I owe him 15 other.
You owe him 14
Uh,
others. You gave him one. You
four,
owe him a total
14
of 15.
others.
Yeah.
14 fucks
You
apparently.
saying she
And
gotta go
so
get
that was a
smashed?
total of 15 fucks.
You saying she gotta go
For
get
60
smashed by this dude
detention.
14 more times? That's what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's
So
saying.
yeah,
That's why I
y'all
was
put
like,
me in a
ooh.
weird place.
I mean,
I
I
can't. I
understand the
can't.
math, but
Like when you go, like it's funny how when you go down the
I'm
line,
glad that Brenda understands the math. So we know that I'm not just pulling numbers out my ass. Like,
yeah,
so
because
yeah.
that's like, okay, 30 hours. Like the time and the tension, it makes sense how he was calculating. I was like, okay, so in other words, he pursued you full time. And so, but you didn't pay him enough. And that's what a game changer, I understand where a game changer is saying, but unfortunately,
it goes into
um,
115
I said,
times. You only had sex with him one time. So
exactly.
15 minus the one time is 14. That's how I
It's
came.
14. So,
Yeah.
but to me, that's why I would say just count it as a loss. I'm with Jackie here. She paid. Okay, she already paid him, and I have to agree with Bernard also. It's like, hey, he at least got a chance to buy that product.
Get like a broken car. You can apply that logic to a person who buys a car, drives it once, and it breaks down and says, "Hey, at least he had a chance to drive that car." Like,
Okay,
what
well
the hell?
he gotta sue me. He gotta sue me.
So yeah, we could, that's the future. We got to get the law set up to where we could sue her for some old pussy, some pussy that she owes.
Yeah, who's their attorney? Cat.
Yeah.
Who's going to be who's going to step
Yeah.
up?
All right, well, Jackie, call the lead attorney.
And
to
I'll
protect
have
you.
to pay. I'll have to pay restitution.
Jackie, like, can I just do community service or something? I don't want to fuck him again.
Right, exactly.
Community service.
Can I get like 20 hours of community service?
Community service a hand job, yo.
Somebody said, one.
Instead of fucking him 14 more times,
1
she gotta
hour
give,
equals 1/5 of the booty.
Instead of having to fuck him 14 more times, she gotta get she rather give him 60 hand jobs instead. Man,
I'm so done with y'all.
I can't stand y'all. I can't stand y'all.
It's funny, but it's always funny how when you go down the logic train of all of this stuff, it kind of like they lose their point like at question number 2 or 3. It's eventually like, well, he should have knew. No, like, how's this guy supposed to know?
You should have read my mind.
Right.
So a guy doesn't know that he's ugly? Like, is that a
He's
thing?
thinking he's gonna get Jamal's
He's walking
prices.
around,
He's thinking he's gonna get Jamal's prices.
but he's ugly. He
But
thinks
see,
he's
here's
gonna
the
get Jamal's prices.
This is where y'all messing up. Okay, let's just say Jamal, who's fine, put that time in, and then she give it up to Jamal, and it just was no sexual chemistry there, and she just kind of fall back from Jamal. It's like that happens. Like that I can't say that she is owed. She owes him so many sexual encounters for the time he put in.
No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is that it is a bad deal for a man, and men should learn how to avoid these deals.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
I
That
agree.
part-
There you go. So it's a great
because
teaching.
unfortunately, there is no coochie court.
I gave that guy a gift. I read it.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No. He gave you a gift. He gave you a gift, guys.
See, hold on. Jackie, when you say that,
paper and he gave you a gift. Make no mistake. And
hold on,
fellas,
Jackie, when you say
good, make no mistake.
Hold on.
You give her the gift. He gave you the gift. Your time units, your attention units is worth a lot. Okay, do not let a woman think that her one-time vagina is worth 900 of your attention units. God damn it!
Jackie.
I have to agree with
I'm a game changer on this one.
Yeah,
like Jackie, when you
because
say
that's
you
when men
gave
love to
him
give all the time.
hold on. When you say you gave him a gift, that's where it get kind of, you know, your argument breaks down. The only argument you got to stand on is if you had sex with him and you were seriously considering, you know, having a relationship with him, but the sex was bad, or just the sexual chemistry wasn't there, or whatever it was, so you just fell back. Like, I think you can legitimately say that and can't nobody knock you for it. But when you start saying
that was my original,
I know,
that's
but when
my
you just
original
say
response,
you call it, hold on, but when you start calling it a gift, then game changer point is right, because if you're saying I just gave him this little treat, this little perk, well then okay, he can say he gave you treats and perks with all the time, tension, and dates and all of that, and blah 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 blah. So then it comes to a question of how much. Since I mean, at that point, y'all negotiating how much is it worth, you know, but versus you giving him an honest consideration for a relationship, but you just fell back after the sex. That I can't say you did nothing wrong right there. But if y'all are negotiating, if you making it like you gave him a gift and he gave you that, then now y'all negotiating prices like it's tricking. So then that's where, again, somebody like Pablo would come in, or Game Changer come in and say, no, pussy costs X number of dollars over here, so he overpaid for sex one time with you. But if it was a potential relationship on the table, he didn't overpay. Even ARC, who say he mowed one up front, don't like to waste no time, because he said even the times he been mowed two with a woman and he ended up not having sex, that's the only time he ever have gotten actually mad about it. But he's also said that if he was considering a woman for an actual relationship, he don't care about, you know, wasting money on dates and dinners and putting in time, because he's actually considering her for an actual relationship. So that is a different thing. So the only problem that comes in, if a guy is actually pursuing a relationship and the woman knows for sure she ain't gonna never give it to him, then she's bullshitting. But the mere fact that she did go as far as having sex with him, that means that she did. I can at least say that's enough to make me say she honestly gave the proposition of something with him a shot. So a bare minimum, if she did that and he was pursuing her for a relationship and she gave it an honest shot, I can't say she did nothing wrong. But if we just negotiating the price of pussy, then that changes the conversation. That's where I'm at on it.
No, I just did that after the fact, since they said that it doesn't match up. So I'm like, well, how do I look like I'm not a terrible person?
By fucking him 14 more times?
I gave
that's not happening.
Well, I mean, she asked, like, how do I look like I'm not a terrible person by fucking him 14 more times? That's how you look like you're not a terrible person.
Well, I'm not gonna do that. So
okay,
he has to settle with the lesson.
All right, I'm done.
So are you saying that women can't really give? Are they the prize or not? Because I mean, whenever she said, like, I gave him,
I'm saying that his attention is the prize. I mean, we both prize each other. That's part of being heterosexual. You know, we both prize each other. However, his attention is the prize, and he gave a lot more of it than she gave her prize. That's what I'm saying. A lot more of it. That's the thing. Your efforts. There was an episode of The Simpsons when Bart, when Bart was working for this old lady for a comic book, and he busted his ass pulling weeds and digging the sludge out the gutters and stuff like that. And
I remember that.
She kept iodine on his wounds and stuff. And then when all said was done, she gave him 50 cents. That's you. That's you, Jackie. You know. And then she said, "Go buy some chemicals and wound guys." That is you. That is you. He worked the little boy to death, and then gave him 50 cents and said, "I gave him the prize. It's priceless." Like, that's you.
Experience this price.
Well, that was my first and last time doing that. So do I get credit for that?
Good for him. Yeah.
Yes, because it was a learning experience. Because she knows it's not her.
Yeah, good for the future ugly guys that may try to pursue you.
Exactly.
Exactly. They'll just get
So
denied. There you go. Yay.
No, because see, here's the thing, and the truth of the matter is that for this poor guy is that there was a less hot chick that he should have been pursuing, but he wasn't because he was wrapped in the possibility of continual
That's
sexual
true.
access to Jackie, and that is something that you ruined for him and her.
He swung for the fences. He wasn't guaranteed a home run. God damn. Like that's where I'm at with it. He swung for the fences. He tried to hit a he tried to hit a home run, and he got on first base, and that's that. It is what it
There's
is.
a reasonable assumption of odds, Bernard. There's a reasonable assumption of odds. When you go to the casino and you put your quarters into that machine, you know that the house is supposed to win, but you expect a reasonable return. You expect a reasonable one. She is the equivalent to a man putting $900 into a machine and get 75 cents back. The machine is rigged. It's rigged.
All right. All right. All right. Um, we might wrap it up on this one. We may wrap it up on this one. Some more questions on the table, but I may just save those for later. I'm gonna save those for later. We about to wrap this one up. But that was had a good conversation. Good conversation. In a weird conversation at times, but we do weird quite well over here. But anyway, shout out to everybody in the building, everybody who supported the stream. Shout out to Theo. I can't even remember everybody who supported. Jockeys, Retro, Ryan Decipher, Freeman's Journal, Detroit 313, Sun is Hot Ra. I know it's a lot of other people. I think Osama Abdul, a lot of other people who supported. Insane One came through on the Cash App, and do appreciate each and every one of y'all. And with that said, good people, we are out of here. Peace.